All right. Night, everybody. How's everybody doing? Danai, good. You can hear me?
I figure I'm everybody since I'm the only one that can respond.
Yeah, I realized. Uh, all right. 1 second. Let me just make sure that we're good to go. I think we should be good to go. Um, and we'll be able to actually start the the YouTube at the same time. Or hopefully we should be able to start the YouTube at the same time. 1 second, and we should be good to go then. There we go. Well, I don't like the pregnant pause or the dead air, so we will just get right into it. So,
All right.
yeah, we'll get right into it, and it should be good in a few seconds. So, I mean, even again, even everybody, even Danai, since you're the only person who can actually respond, happy Emancipation Day,
Hey, what's up, bro?
and not much here.
We're at everybody's new favorite time in the market,
What's that?
end of month.
Well, so you mean,
No, we're at the start of the month now, so I don't know.
yeah, we just wrap it, you mean?
Yeah, we just miss it. We just pass it. It used to be the name of the podcast, earning season. Everybody's talking about earning season. Earning season used to be the time everybody look forward to, as you know. And then
Mhm.
no, it's not end of month every month.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I want every month.
Everybody to a
Um,
day trader now.
yeah, isn't that funny? Isn't that ironic? Isn't that
Yeah.
ironic how the market has grown? Of course, I still put it around for a few seconds while I sort this out, but I see Shay joining us. Hi, Shay, how you doing?
So the money is in the building.
Yeah,
Shay, what's up? I don't know.
I know she can't hear us properly. I
Oh no,
think she
something going on with
should
the
be.
speaker. I think something going on with their speaker.
Yeah, I
Privilege.
think she might be rejoining. But in the meantime, I mean, like you say, it's the early warm. So as usual, let me not try and break or pattern. Guys, yeah, the first few minutes I to make sure that everything is streaming right and you have the right sound, and of course we get the right video going on the platforms, including this one. Until then, we invite anybody to jump in and give an early talk while we get that going, and then we will get going properly in a few minutes.
Yep. Oh, that's a very interesting request I see, sir.
Wow. Throwing it over to you if you want, actually.
Oh no,
Uh,
I want to hear this one.
okay, well, why not? For the early one, why not? Uh,
It's starting with celebrity tonight.
wow. It's funny you're saying that. It's funny you're saying about how the market. Well, you don't say that way, but the market has changed in that, yeah. People used to talk about earning season. I mean, people
I
still
mean,
talk about.
early season is still a strong importance. I just find that the time of buzz where people, you find a lot of people in the market caring. It seemed like the most exciting time now. It
Mm-hmm.
shifted. It used to be a season.
Yeah,
Um,
now it's
Now it's in a month.
and that was so it
Everybody
is
get them. Everybody get them roasts.
yeah, it's extremely funny that the market has moved towards that, and the market itself being. Well, I think that's
Yeah,
very telling
I
of.
don't. I don't think me and you, ever doubted that the market would go here.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, we know how people are around. The kind of thing that has brought this on is the kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing that drags people into it. So I don't think anyone ever doubted it. It just wasn't the
Mm-hmm.
case that it was happening.
Yeah.
And then now it's things become more certain type of things become more obvious, more observable, and so people start move accordingly.
Yeah, and well, I also think that it speaks very clearly to what people really want, right?
Yeah,
Them
yeah,
say
yeah,
you can't really trust people to always tell you what them really want, and
yeah.
people say that they say one thing, but them actions show another. So know the actions. I think the actions of the people in the market are very, 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 very obvious as to what they want because you see where it is. I mean, and there's no surprise there.
Mm-hmm.
People want
Money.
money. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And that's as soon as possible. It's never doubted that.
At all. But well, I see you approved that speaker a while ago, and then they seem to be gone.
Nah, don't do this to me, boss. Forward, man. Forward.
Yeah.
That's the way I say, my boss.
I hope they sort out 1 second while I get the last of the hiccups going. I can just get the stream going normally.
We have somebody's request being fulfilled this week.
I
Somebody's
hope
last week
everybody's.
fulfilled.
Yeah, including mine. Including mine.
Indeed.
Uh, so yeah, of course, again, we don't want the dead ears. So if anybody wants to join and get the first few, you have anything you want to get out very early before we get all the little hiccups out of the way, now is the time to join. Um, let us know.
I feel like sending the man send the boss a speaking request. Invite, I speaking invite.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, maybe it's an accidental thing. I know sometimes I see people
Yeah, yeah.
join.
I'm just joking. You know, things really. If you want to follow, you follow.
Yeah,
I just want it. It'll be very interesting to hear from that person.
it it would be, it would be, it would be. I've tried to figure out who I would want to hear from more.
Uh,
There
oh.
are very few people. There are
Oh,
very few
no,
people that I'd want to hear from more. Boy. You are in the meantime though, and you're saying in a month is what people looking forward to, and
Oh,
of
yeah, man.
course,
People
yeah.
love the money that is flowing. The quote unquote easy money. I don't think it's necessarily easy. I think it's obvious. I think it's more obvious. Uh, you
I
know,
I think we might be biased, but wait, what do you think is obvious? Tell me,
I
or
say
is
obvious because it's more apparent to people that certain things that are happening. Versus, like, it's not that certain opportunities were never exist before. It's just that it's more in a pattern, so they can track it and move and trade according to that. Versus before, yeah, the short term was there. It was more scattered, and you have to look for it more than so. Versus, I have a more reasonable expectation that this thing will be happening on a consistent basis. Not every month for every stock, but it seems like every month there's something happening that people can tie themselves to and make money off of it. And
mm,
the people have been finding it. So it's more obvious as it's happening that, oh, yo, it's more obvious that it's
mm,
more trackable. It's why every single month I can get up and I can look forward to this thing happening and I can make my money around it. And people are there coming out in droves.
mm,
And it's
yeah.
become so much of a part of the conversation of the market too. Like everybody talking about it, whether they like it or not.
Are they? Okay, but in that case, I am on that point. I know that I am. I guess I'm behind the times in that I don't. I don't know. I don't. Obviously, like over the growth subscribers, it's a natural part of the conversation. But
Oh
we
yeah,
talk
you
about we
are
talk
right.
about
You I might have a bias in terms of what I see.
Yeah,
It might be a strong part of that. But that's not. Because I've seen like in other groups, I've seen the conversation happen there. Not necessarily in the same way like in the group, in the girl group, but it's and I know there's an acknowledgement of it happening in a good amount of spaces.
yeah. I mean, I have seen mention made of it in other
Yeah,
spaces, but
sorry, as you
but
mentioned of it, you are very right in how I frame it as if everybody doing it, everybody making money off of it. I don't know that that's true, but I do know that people
yeah.
are seeing it, are knowing about it. Actually, I mentioned whether they like it or not. Some people seem to be of the view that it shouldn't be happening, or their view of the thing and
Uh-huh.
how they see it in a way. How like their reasoning for why it happens is skewed towards boy, it shouldn't be a thing.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised by that. There's always,
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
not all boss. Especially like we're just laughing and saying, "Boy, you know how the times have changed," because we have heard of people speak of this kind of activity before, not necessarily reasoning or what happening, but just people making money on a short term basis. Oh no, let's not have that. We've heard of people
Mhm.
have that kind of thought around it.
Well, look how that has worked out now, where
Hmm.
that seems to be the norm. Where
Yeah, yeah.
I mean that that seems to what people rush towards
Hmm.
without anybody pushing them there, without anybody. Again, people, you're always going to default to your you're always going to default to your what you want, what you really want. You know, despite what you say, you're going to come back down to what you really want in your heart by default. You're going to do that
Hmm.
all the time, and that's
Yes,
always
sir.
seen. Yeah, I kind of said the person that sells the quickest in the short term is usually the person
In the long
that
term, man.
said that they're long term.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So that's just how it is. All right, so I think we're good to go now. I think you guys can hear me. I know you can see me.
Yeah. And they can see Shay.
And they're about to see shit. So I'll call this official start, and I'll just go live on everything in a few seconds. But we can keep talking. So hi Shay, how you doing? While we're still in this preamble, what do you think about what Daniel was just saying around the around
Everybody's
the
favorite time of month.
yeah, everybody's favorite time of month in the market and
Of course. What was he saying? I wasn't paying attention.
No, them
what
is it.
so you're saying that pretty much that is the favorite time month. You know, back when we just started, we were talking about a lot. What people like a lot is the earnings season, which is what what the
Mm-hmm.
name is But no, the month 10 in a month,
Predictable
and of course in
games.
a yeah. But it's so funny how many people are participating in it, and then you're saying that he's seeing conversations around it, and I always point out that I am biased in that I don't know if there are many conversations that I've seen, but I don't look many places. So I know obviously within the grower group,
Mm-hmm.
we talk about the whole of the market. So we are always talking about the market. I approach it in a practical and real way. So
Mm-hmm.
that is expected.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know
It's
anywhere
not a
else that I
major
hear
part of
conversations
grow.
about
It's
it.
not a major part of grow. I don't think it's just a part. It's not like, oh, this is when I make money.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So I think it's different for us, for people who are in grower, because it's just a part of it. It really is. But I
Hmm.
definitely think that, especially recently, we've yeah, more people are into it. More people are participating. It's talked about more, I think. Definitely in other spaces, it's a hit.
Well, that's a surprising thing because of how that sort of thing was viewed before.
The,
But now to hear it,
well, goes,
now to
yeah, yeah.
yeah, things
Um,
change. Reality catches
oh
up.
yeah, it happens.
The
It will be like
the
that
tune,
sometimes.
yeah, the tune
Reality,
changes.
reality.
Yeah.
You can ignore it for a while, but after a while, reality is reality.
And then I was saying that the conversations you see around it have been almost negative, like that they don't want it to
I would say
happen.
I've seen. I'll say it's mixed. I've seen negative and I've seen positive.
Tell me about the negative
Mm.
one. I want to hear about that.
That's the idea of so what's the favorite one, no? About window dressing and the like, and and
Oh,
but
well,
oh, it's about or seen to be, or it's not even thing that like I see it's like people want to frame it as a bad thing when it's so.
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
That's the feeling I get. It's not always a bad thing when when it's framed as, oh, yo, I'm doing this skillful thing, right? But then I hear like, why is this happening? But they always hear that, right? And then see it's made out to be, boy. It's like almost like it shouldn't be happening kind of thing because
mm-hmm.
I've seen it equate to manipulation.
What because outside of grower, I haven't heard the conversations go very deep about what happens or what is happening. So have you heard that? I can't say I can't
I don't
tell.
know. So that's part of. I think that's part of the problem. The conversation
The
does get
why?
very deep. So then it's
Mm-hmm.
the usual issue of ignorance and Jamaica. I don't want Jamaica's typical connotation of that word. It's just lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's not understanding something, then it
Yeah.
becomes seen as, boy, something is wrong here, and
mm,
Well, you know.
you know how far that goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
fear that which we don't understand.
Yeah, man.
Yes, definitely. I'm
Yeah.
cool with it though.
Hey,
Definitely.
I'm very cool with it.
We know you are.
hey. Having the
I'm cool
opportunity
with it.
to make profit in a consistent and in a manner that I think it's one of the things that people when they're coming into the market. I'm always thinking about the people starting with the people the beginners are the people who are not
Mhm.
necessarily experts yet. And it's
Mm-hmm.
nice to have a good market event that if you I do always come from the grower approach. So you're not going into this thing blindly, you're going into it with actual sensible research
Mm-hmm.
that you understand anything. But if you actually do that, it's nice to have something plannable that is not a
Yeah.
guarantee, but
Mhm.
it happens enough that you can see it, you can benefit from it, and whether or not you benefit, you can look at it and ask yourself why and understand. It helps you grow your understanding of the market.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
One of the
definitely.
things that I was talking to a client just yesterday,
Mhm.
uh, it's something that we've spoken about a lot. About a big part of the market is that it's variable. Things don't happen. Like that why we have a market, why we have a thriving market, people making money out of this thing is because nothing is given. It's we have to make a decision on things and right or wrong, right? And you
Mhm.
can be right and you can be wrong. That's a big
Mhm.
part of it. It's not deterministic. It's not, boy, so things go. If I buy this thing, it must go up. And so the thing we do more than anything is try to get predictability of something as much as possible. We try
Mm-hmm.
patterns and trends. We try to understand things to a level where we try to cut down the part we don't know as much as possible because then
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we make money. If 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 you have things happening where you just can't really figure it out, then that's where the gambling. That's where it becomes gambling, which is like you start working an SVL business. I don't know, so this
Yeah.
is going on, and I really hoping and praying it work out for me. The less you do of that, because at the end of the day, there's no guarantee. You want to make sure as possible. You want to make if you could make a trade and every single trade you make work out, and you know it can work out before it happened, then boy, what a nice life that would be. But it does not.
Yeah. And
Well,
nobody has that. Yeah. You have. Sorry. Go ahead, Shay.
I think it makes me think of when I just started investing, and of course I came into it like most people, oh, it's for retirement and that kind of vibe, or to put on some money for emergencies or whatever. And
Hmm.
then you guys just had this idea that you can actually live off this, right? It doesn't have to be a
Mm-hmm.
for 30 years from now
Hmm.
situation. You can actually have something that you want to do next month or next year, and you can actually work towards that. It
Or
doesn't.
10 years from
Hmm.
now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
yeah, I always say
So
the short term the short term is the long term. If you can be planning 30 years from now, but you're
Mm-hmm.
planning every single year in that 30-year period.
Yeah.
You're making the moves within 1 year time, whatever shorter timeline you want to work with, but your end goal is 30 years from now. I want to see something, and that's my plan. So every
Oh,
single year,
definitely.
I do what I'm doing for that 30-year timeline.
Yeah, that's a
Mm-hmm.
major thing. Um, yeah, that is a major thing. Let me pause here just to do the official thanks, everybody being on, and say the official good evening, the official start. Thank you. Also, let me start off thanking co-host Danai and our newest co-host, Shay Miller. You'd have heard Shay last week, and you'd have also heard Shay on Brick Talk a couple of times. I think even from earning season days, you'd have been on, right, Shay?
Yeah, there was that one time.
Yeah, well, I appreciate every time. And yeah, it's a galaxy, beer star. I'm Randy. Welcome to the emancipation episode of this of Brick Talk for this week. And as Dan I
Mhm.
mentioned earlier, it's at a wonderful time in that it's right after the month end, which is kind of what we're talking about in that early warm, as I call it. This week's episode is called Brick Talk and Enduring Legacy. There are a couple of things always that before we even touch a topic that I will point out though. Um, I am not an advisor, I'm not a licensed advisor, I'm not giving advice, and you shouldn't consider that. And nothing that's said on the show, on the podcast by myself or any other co host or any other guest should be taken or misconstrued in any way as being advice. We are at this point, three people and more, because I love when you guys join. We're people who love the actual stock market and we actually invest. And it's a podcast where we talk about the things that we're actually doing in the market. Um, so yeah, the only actual advisor here is Danai, and while he's on the show, he is not acting as an advisor. You want him to help you with your portfolio. He is really, really good at what he does. You want him to help you with your portfolio, link him at dhalladvisor.com and he will do an actual proper personalized session for you. If you want just to also join in on the conversation tonight, you always can. You send a speaking request on Twitter and we will join in. If you're watching us on any of the other platforms, watch us on YouTube. Hi, good evening. Welcome. Throw a comment in the chat and we'll see it and we'll address it if we can. And welcome, yeah. So you'll hear me again in a moment after Danai and then Shay introduce themselves, and then I'll get back to the topic. But just that's the preamble. That's getting the work out of the way. So
I mean,
Danai,
I got my intro. So, Shay, big up yourself. Ronnie, tell the people them.
Shea Miller. Uh, I don't know, clinical psychologist who loves investing. Got into psychology, and then you know what? I fell in love with investing. So now I also do financial psychology. Um, and
wow,
I don't know.
You don't often hear about that one in
yeah, yeah,
financial psychology, which I think it's very, very needed. I mean, I talk to people every day that I think need a
Hmm.
lot of that because it, a lot of the problem is the mindset, right? A lot of the problem we have
Yeah,
just generally as human beings doing this thing, it is the mindset.
yeah.
yep,
But
yep,
what I've been finding is that when I start going over the financial stuff, it just points to the other stuff. And it turns out that the financial problems are often just an offshoot of things
Hmm.
going on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree completely. I think one of the thing, a big problem I have in terms is fixing that. I can't fix that. I don't know how to. I'm not trained in
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
can't
not
bridge that
your
gap for some
thing.
people. Right? So I
Hmm.
can tell you what to do, but I cannot fix the actual problem that you have in just very small things sometimes.
Yeah.
People's approach to budgeting is a big deal.
So
Right?
it could work if people would just do what you say. Right?
But I know that me just saying it won't make somebody do it.
I know.
It,
That's my
it,
point.
how do I change your mindset? How do I get you to the point of understanding what's going on with your money on a personal level? But the thing that's leading you to your problems with money.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
still working on figuring that out. Or you can just talk to Che and I'm sure you'll figure that out.
Yeah.
well, why I like that you bring that point. I don't know how to segue it, but I'm going to try anyway because officially or or topic tonight is an enduring legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had initially I'd picked the topic because I'd wanted us to talk a bit about the late great Don Webby,
Mm-hmm.
whose
Mm.
legacy is certainly enduring, a legacy we all are benefiting from. Even up to today, Dan and I were talking just a little earlier about some stuff that we never know. And of course, you've seen the outpouring. If you don't know who he is, he's the former CEO, former CFO and CEO of the GK Group. He's also, I think, a government senator. Not, I think, I know for a
Mm-hmm.
fact, he was a government senator at one point.
Mm.
And as I had tweeted a little while back that I tweeted a little while back that no, well, right after I'd heard the news, not right after, but a little bit, I put forward that he is literally responsible for the junior
Junior market.
market. Yeah, man,
Yes,
he's
sir.
literally responsible for the junior market. In fact, like, going back to the super fans who list the earning season and know earning season for a long time, I've listened and
Mm-hmm.
listened to other brick talks. I've heard Dana and I talk about it before. I often say that the market has you say maybe four founding fathers, if you will, the junior market, four founding
Yep.
fathers, or one founding mother and three founding fathers. So you'd
Mm.
have, Dr. Street Forest from the JSC. Obviously, the JSC is a JSC market. Um, you have the politician who I told myself not to remember his nickname, but to remember his actual name and not call him Man a Yard. My God. um, um, you guys watching news? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Please
On
say
the
his
shop.
name. On the Shaw. Yeah, thank you. You don't have me out here dancing. On the Shaw. On the Shaw. And so that's two. So you have Larkin Street Farms, you have Audley Shaw. Then you have what the father, I think, of one of the fathers of the junior market, which is the late Don Webby. And then you have at least who I call the godfather of the market,
Mm-hmm.
Sir Chris Berry. Um, and yeah, and I don't, to my views, obviously that's a very personal way that I put it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure the people involved might know the thing better,
Yep.
but almost every story I've heard, love them or hate them, you can't deny the impact of those four people. You can't deny
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Street Forest impact via the JSC. You can't deny what Don Webby did
Mm-hmm.
in terms of
And for legislation and more I'm finding out.
yeah, and carrying it through in a way that, I mean, I think about for the last for 4.5 years, how we
Mm-hmm.
felt, and the lore, if you will, that has been built up around the deputy director of the IMF.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yes.
Yeah, our former finance minister, right? And one of the big things about, as regular Jamaicans, uh, somebody in Jamaica, bright, work hard, actually have sense and can make it and actually make it, the last thing you'd expect for them to do is to go into politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if you're actually good at business, you're actually making that money, you're not necessarily going to take up yourself and go in politics. So it was a big deal, rightly so, for a lot of us, including myself, to see Dr. Nigel Clark go into politics. And I'm
Mm.
saying that because Don Webby did the same thing. He actually was
Yep.
CFO of
If
GK at
for
the
of
time
GK and end up
and left.
in politics left.
Yeah, left. Went into the Senate and did the. I mean, I'm sure he did a lot, but what I'm concentrating on here is the junior market specifically. I mean, he
Mm-hmm.
helped champion the junior market legislation, and I think put that level of respect on it where it maybe rose it above, at least at some point, it carried it above, shouldn't say rose, carried it above the level of it being maybe too big a political football, right? And so we
Mm-hmm.
got it. And then of course I say it for a while because we know eventually it became a political football. And I would and I'm happy, I think I'm happy to know to think that it's no longer that. Who knows, who cares? We'll say from the political football side of things. The point is he did that.
Mhm.
And as Dana is pointing out more, and then went back into business, which I think
and,
is
and, and, and he went into business with sorry for go
no, no, no. Go, go.
and the business he goes into still still touches the market and the junior market in a large way. So he can do it from the politics side and the business side.
Bro,
The
if
GK is a large part of bringing companies to the junior market, such a large part of the market generally. The man touch it every which way.
Yo,
He cannot deny his.
his
Go on.
legacy.
Here we are. When he reached the part of the movie where they said the title of the movie, we can't deny his
Yes.
legacy.
Yeah, his enduring legacy. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Yeah. Just go back to that point that well, that's the third one. Obviously, Sir Berry, who is the fourth, and he also the market can't exist without what he did. I mean, for a while it was just
Just
Mayberry
Mayberry East
driving the
Indies.
back market
Yeah.
as usual by being innovators. So those are, I think, four people that'd be on the Mount Rushmore of our of the
Junior
junior
market. Yeah, junior
market.
market. Yeah.
Yeah, of the junior market. Um, and then going into what you say, it's funny you said that, Danai, about the movie part. Obviously, I think we all like movies. I know I like movies, we like media, books, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite shows is Succession. And for the Succession nerds out there,
Oh yeah.
uh, almost all of Succession is real.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of Succession is built on
True to life.
actual things that happen to actual people.
Mm-hmm.
So like if those of you know what I'm talking about, like when Roman was doing the meetings with the Middle Eastern guys, and
Mm-hmm.
then it seemed to kind of descend into a hostage situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Real thing. I mean, the guys that they had to at some point deal with to get money from Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's an actual US firm called Sandy. Anyway, and it's literal real things, right?
Yep.
So I said that to say, obviously I'm big on Jamaica. And a day like today, Emancipation Day, you want to be even bigger on Jamaica, even more massive
Yep.
on Jamaica, and
Mm-hmm.
this is one of the sons of the soil that from in my little neck of the woods, this part of the island and the Jamaican experience I look at, I'm proud of that, right? I'm proud to see. Like you have someone to look up to that's no knock to any artist or athlete, but it's not that. It's a business person who focused in an area that we have all continued to benefit from. And anyway, I don't want to go on too long because I also want to hear what you want to say, Shay. But the point I wanted to make right off what Danai was saying was, you know, I mentioned Succession because it had these shows that's built on real things. And I think about like what
Mm-hmm.
a show on Dan Webby's life would be because think
Oh
about
yeah.
it. Young exec join a massive corporation, reach the level of second from the
Mm-hmm.
top CFO. I mean, it's obvious the organization, the corporation he joined is a very, I've always said that it's probably the most corporation-ish corporation that we have in
Yep.
Jamaica,
Yep. Yep.
right?
Yep.
I mean, these guys have a big decision to make and they literally bring in McKinsey,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
love or hate McKinsey, whether you think McKinsey is, they bring in McKinsey to help them with the decision. That's the sort of corporation they have. And they also have a legacy of this leader handing over to this leader and that leader mentoring their second in command and that second in command coming into the leadership role. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think about at the time when Douglas Oren would have been leading the ship and Don Webber would have been second in command. Um, so he must know that, yo, my spot next, right?
Mm-hmm.
And imagine being in that decision
Yeah.
where I can, on the one hand, go and run one of Jamaica's most massive, the region's most massive corporations,
Mm-hmm.
or I could go into politics.
You make it, bro. You already make it when you're CFO of Grace, and
Everybody
and
probably
then
looked
you're
at
looking
him
at it, and
like,
you're like, yo,
what?
I'm next. You make it, brother. Like your life don't.
Imagine that
You're at the point
conversation
very early in your life where you say, boy,
with
yeah,
his
I find it.
family.
I found the thing where I don't have to do anything else. There's nothing more I can. If you don't do anything more, you're still reaching a life.
Yeah, if all you're thinking about is just where you are, if mediocrity
If you
drives
wait,
you, yeah.
yeah.
But if you actually care about the thing, you're gonna do things like this where you can't
Mm-hmm.
write the story. And then think about it. You go into politics. Yeah, it's like HBO level intrigue, You go into
Mm.
politics as a senator, you
Mm-hmm.
do specific sort of business friendly things, what help to drive the country.
Yep.
You literally change the face of investing for the
Yep.
country. You drive it in the face of. I remember those of us who remember it was very much a political football, and he's trying to carry it above it, and it
Uh-huh.
happened. It's in the face of elections and all of that. And then after that, he come back out of politics and go back to GK
Back again.
and as the leader of GK and
Boss.
drive and then drive them
And
to a level
look where he
of,
took that. Look where he took the race.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
like drive them to a level of profitability that is massive. And it's not just the profit of GK, but it's good to look at the profit of GK
And
because
when you
of
think
what.
about that, level of profitability, new level of profitability, and the company is growing, like growing massively. So it's not a thing grow and boy, you start feel it start feeling growing pains. And yeah, you
Mhm,
have to, but on top of all of that, you're a bigger thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still and just on a thing the basis on a what word did I use there? There's comparatively like
mhm,
the smaller company doing well is
mhm.
bigger and better. Like no man, it's doing better comparative to in its days when it was smaller.
Yep.
Yeah, that is.
Incredible.
Is almost unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you
Well,
wrote that, if you wrote
doing
that
that.
as a script, it wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a break. I went to be a senator. I helped push through the legislation that that threw hundreds of billions
Mm-hmm.
into a complete different market. I mean, kickstart an entire. This show wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the junior. I mean, maybe it would, but not in the same way. That level
Not
of
in the same way at
excitement.
all.
Yeah, that same level of thing. I mean, I think of the money that's made in the junior market that has turned around and changed people's lives in
Mm-hmm.
all spaces, in
Yeah,
all spheres of
everything
things.
does it. But it's not just
Um,
people investing in it. It's the country.
exactly,
Everybody feeling the weight of that.
exactly. And then you go back and you go run GK and you continue to drive the thing forward in that way. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that sort of legacy is massive. And a day like Emancipation Day, I think it's a great day to look at it
The
because,
highlight.
yeah, I guess this is just a reminder of how high the shoulders that we can stand on are. It's yeah, yeah. So I thought it's a good thing. Not to knock the conversation only down to that. And of course, even that there's so
No.
many things, but
Yeah.
massive, 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 massive. Anyway, I know I interrupt you, but I just had to get that out because it's
Oh yeah, definitely. But we were kind of done anyway. I was just saying that I what I've been finding is that when I dig into the financial issues,
mm,
they're pointing me to other, like emotional issues and social issues. Um,
mm,
so yeah, I end up doing
yeah.
a lot of regular therapy with the
Well,
the financial therapy. But that's
Mm-hmm.
cool. I
yeah.
love him. I love both of them, so it's cool.
Well, why not? I mean, the money is just a reflection of,
That's the other thing. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
of your values anyway. Yeah, so
You must have been so happy when you when you reach the market and you realize, wait, this is just people all over.
It didn't even I think
it sounds like something else.
I
Every
think
time
I
you hear people
said
talk about it.
I think I was just talking to somebody one day and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, like I love finance, but I love psychology. And they're like, well, isn't there something for like both of them? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Let's ask Google. And boom, financial psychology is a
That's
whole field with courses and certification and all of that. And I'm like,
word,
what? I can do
word.
that? Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Even I never know that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously I knew it, but I never knew it.
I never know how deep it goes. I
Neither
didn't
did
know
Yeah,
I
that
until I
like
started to,
courses and certification
yeah,
behind this thing.
yeah,
I don't.
look into it, and it's a whole thing that, you can
Mm-hmm.
specialize in in grad school, or you can
wow,
just do post grad like courses.
Mm-hmm.
word.
You have to have a first
So,
degree, but yeah.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad that we're hearing that also.
Mm-hmm.
Again, from a Jamaican, so far we can go with this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
we deserve it. You know, I always say that we deserve it.
Yeah, it's
That
in
we
foreign. It's
definitely
a whole
deserve it.
thing, but it's in foreign. So
Yeah,
like we need it down there too. We need it in Jamaica as
yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it was people.
Mm-hmm.
We deserve it. Nobody no more, don't we?
And not
So,
just that, but
but
Jamaica has a lot of people who have experienced financial trauma. I mean, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot
mhm,
in terms of economy and in terms of
Generation.
we've been through a lot historically and
We are
same and
largely
just
descendants
still
of slaves.
even in recent times. um
mhm,
so that would affect us and how we deal with money. The class thing would affect how we deal with money. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that investment, I mean, I remember the first time I wanted an investment account and the minimum was 50,000 and I was a student.
Mm-hmm.
I was in undergrad and it was for a class, because that's how I started the first time. It was, oh,
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
if you go and open an account at uh one of the houses, you will get extra points for this course. So,
mhm.
and then,
Oh, word.
yeah, 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 yeah. Big up that man anyway, him there. Um at NCU. He was at NCU. And I had to choose personal finance or like ethics or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing ethics. Let's just do
Big up the money.
finance. And so uh, the barriers that used to exist, I mean, 50 grand, where I must get 50 grand, sir? Where I must get it?
Come my lunch money at
Wow,
about 50 grand.
Where I must
wow.
get it? So even barriers like those have created, just problems for us with money and affecting
Yeah,
relationship with money.
Yep.
that's true. It's something that I think I do. I see, and I try to have my own way. Outside of even my official stuff, unofficially, like I've done for a few years. I do. There's this thing that UE, one of the houses, one of the dorms have. Um, and I've helped. Like I go and talk to the girls there. I do a presentation with them. I have done things like I try and make it fun. The first set of people
Mm,
to do whatever, and I'll they get 10 grand. And if
Mm-hmm.
you have to, I've done that same thing to where everybody have to sign up for an account.
yeah.
Um, and also, I bring it to the people in a real way. Like, I've always tried to say it to people in a way that I know that they understand because I know and I never understood it. And I want somebody to say it to me in a real way. And something as simple as like you'll never hear it in an ad, but I tell people say, like you said, 50 grand. There, of course, obviously there are other brokers that have small amounts, so you can eventually get there. Even if it's 10 grand, I said to people,
Mm-hmm.
I have actually said, borrow the 10 grand, open the account, and draw it back out. I have
Yeah.
lent people the money and tell them. Now, obviously, you're never gonna hear it in an ad from any of the houses from the banks. I say, yo,
No.
it's an account. It's not a fee. It's an account. So they put the
Mm-hmm.
money
Mm-hmm.
in. They open the account for you. Have it.
Yeah.
Go back outside and draw the money right back
Yeah.
out. Right?
Otherwise, what are they going to do?
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're not gonna do
nothing
nothing. But
wrong.
now you have your account.
Exactly.
Now you have your account, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've done that, and I help.
That's a
I
great
try and
idea.
help
I
people to
like that
see it in a
idea.
in a yeah. No. I know you said that you're not going to get sponsored, but
Oh, that's
but
that's cool. I was never going to.
but it's the real thing. I show people ways they can get around it and just to have people understand that it is for you. And that's always been one of the major things that
Mm-hmm.
the market is for you. That's part of why
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to see that,
what
Randy?
yeah man,
Mm-hmm.
and part of why I rate the legacy of what Webby did
Mm.
because you look on, we all know the big companies on the main market, right? You're born and come here, bro. GK, which she led, and Carreras and Setprod, and not that those companies aren't great, obviously they are,
Mm-hmm.
but you look on it and you look on like a top 10 of like GK, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
boy, then people are thinking worth how much billion, really, right? Yeah, I can't even imagine getting to that level.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's a dream thing. The junior market it completely changed the game. Not
Yep.
that it isn't just as expensive
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
some regards in some companies, but it provides the ability to say to people that here's one of the things I say. You guys, both of you definitely have heard me say this before. Yo, 10 years from now, your name can be on the top 10 as a person who owns 5% or 2% of the
Mm-hmm.
company that is massive because you get the opportunity to get in from when it
Ground
was
floor.
nothing, quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote nothing. Exactly.
Yep.
That's exactly it. I've said to people like, yo, would you want to own even as much as it has been a joke to some people over the last few weeks, would you want to own 2% of NCB? I don't know anybody
Mm.
who would say no, except for people who own 48%. But it would be an amazing thing to own. Yo, to own even 1% of any listed company is a great thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, and I understand telling to people and having them understand that, yo, the junior market, if it's even just from a psychological perspective, because if it's on the main market and it's low in value and or the shares are available, you might can get to the top 10 too. But there's something about the junior market that when you say to them understand, say, all right, yeah, I can't get to GK top 10, but maybe I can get to Lasem. Well, Lasem
Mm-hmm.
kind of expensive to, I
But
get
then
there,
think
but
about that.
you get there.
Back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
that them was little as M.
Yes.
Somebody, it's just a head
Mm-hmm.
start. It's this thing isn't where it is. It's at a certain, it's at a different point in the company when
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
on a junior market. Typically, on
Mm-hmm.
the main, it's further down the road, and
Mm-hmm.
to get at that point, that's harder for most people. So the junior market allows the company to grow to certain degrees, and you can get up and join that journey way earlier just because we have that mechanism.
Yeah, man. And then later on, I mean, anything that happens with the company as it grows over time, well, you are along for the ride. You get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can never be uh too, you can never be too sure where anything is gonna go. As much as we're predicting, you can never really tell where something is gonna go and
Mm-hmm.
how something is gonna turn out, right?
Facts.
Yeah, man. Like last night, as in advanced ground, one of the things that came up was we're talking about dollar cost averaging in one way, and a dollar cost. I looked at the dollar cost averaging of Epley, which was on the junior market at one point.
Mm-hmm.
The number looked so, I want to say, crazy that I doubted it. It's a crazy number, look. In fact, I don't even want to say it. I'll have you guys tell me it. Tell me a monthly figure. Tell me an
Monthly
amount that you think somebody can save, real life amount that you think
grand,
somebody can save.
20 grand.
20 grand a month. All right.
Yes.
All right, 20 grand a month. Who's them broker?
Not.
Make it VM.
All
Yeah.
right.
VM. Yeah.
All
VM's
right,
good.
let's
Yeah.
say VM. Yeah, VM is good.
Nice
Uh,
and in the middle,
mhm.
kinda.
All right. So 20 grand, and I'll go back 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, we're looking at 2015. I get it, yeah,
That
2015.
sounds so
Just
insane.
just for simplicity's sake, it
Yeah.
does. For simplicity's sake, I want this is January 1. Now, if you're putting 20 grand a month into Epley, if you're putting 20 grand a month into Epley from 2015 till now, you would, right now, you would have 8.8 million.
Mm-hmm. And 20
All right,
grand,
Randy. I
20 grand
wanted to
for
do
10 years. 20
because
grand,
that's
well,
that's a nice little figure, right? But what if
about
That's a
at the
nice figure.
time you
So,
don't get paid a
it's
lot and you
2.4
can
mil.
only do 5 million, 5,000, sorry,
I
5,000.
mean, the overall number will change, but the
Of
thing behind it
course.
stays the same. So you can only put 5 grand in. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you
Because
would
some
have,
people might say, 20 grand every month. I don't know if
well,
I can swing that
you would
because not
have
everyone is
can do 20
on,
grand.
yeah, not
Yeah.
everybody can do. But so I
And you
don't
build
want people to
you
feel
mean
like it
level,
has to be a
right?
lot. It doesn't have to be a lot. It
Well,
doesn't
if
have to
you're,
be.
I'll give you two versions. If you're putting it if you're putting it in well, I won't say savings account.
I was going to even get to that because if you're gonna get insurance right now, it's going to probably be like 5 grand
All
for
right.
like a little thing.
All right. Well, if you putting it under your mattress as of today, I mean, let's say
Mm-hmm.
you're putting it in a savings account, you'd have about a little over 600 grand, right?
Mm.
But if you're putting it in Epley, as of today, you would have 2.2 million.
Mm-hmm. So,
So if you're putting 5 grand a month down, if you're saving 5 grand a month down, and if you're dollar cost averaging Epley over the last 10 years, 5 grand
Mm-hmm.
a month.
and this is how this
This is
this
actual.
this
This
pay
is
dividend.
actual
This
prices.
pay dividends, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even want to talk about that. You'd have
They
also
put in
gotten,
dividends.
no, the dividends are there. You'd have also gotten
Okay.
2.3 million worth of dividends.
What?
And the superpower that people
That's
don't
insane.
realize is they can reinvest the dividends back in the same stock.
I don't even want it there. Somebody, you guys can go and check it out for yourself. Like it was so out of there that I was like, yo, I need to go check that. Like that's how wild it was. Especially I need to go check that. But I
Wow.
remember Apple did the split and whatever. And again, hey,
Mm-hmm.
coming back to the same legacy thing. I mean, Apple. I think at one point the chairman of Apple was the deputy director of the IMF. so so I mean, it's not no weak old company, nothing like that. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
brain power and operational power going
Yeah.
into what they
Yep.
do. But yeah, 5 grand a month. It don't matter if you think you have the brain power or not. You don't need to be the genius. The genius is work there. You just need to put 5 grand a month. If you could have saved 5 grand a month in the last 10 years, you could have put 5 grand a month into it, and you would have 2.2 million now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just putting the 5 grand a month under your bed, you would have or not counting inflation and all of that, you would have $640,000 now. So the
Mm-hmm.
difference is
You know.
having 640,000 or having 2.2 million. And again, I'm not even touching the fact that the dividends are also 2 point odd million.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not
Can't
like this is
compete
like
with
a
Wow.
dividends.
one-off case. This one doesn't hit me. Of course, the girl group, they're looking at a little bit more, but I mean, 50 grand a month, you'd have 22 million now. All I did was
Mm.
10x it.
Mm.
And this company was on the junior market.
Wowzers.
So again, that just
Beautiful.
solidifying that with a point, like if you were saying, yo, let me try work with it from day one. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just go and
Mm-hmm.
follow the journey. Like this
Yeah.
is what it has given. 15 million worth of profit. If you could have done the 50 grand. If you can't do the 50 grand, you can do the 5 grand. Hey, you still have 2.2 million. You want the 5 bills, you'd have 200 grand now. And that might
Mm.
sound small, but if all you can afford is 5 bills, 200 grand is a lot of
Then
money too.
it's exactly.
Yeah, man.
And
Mm-hmm.
people underestimate that, like hard. It's but a little bit of money that or whatever. But
Yeah, that's what I
if
was trying to get at.
don't
Still, it
go
still
where your
adds
part
up.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
If it's 5 bills you have, then it's 5 bills you have.
Your five your 5 bills are gonna
Cause
work.
bro, when I tell you that I used to go in Sagicor with my 2 grand when I was in school, what them going to tell me say? Them not taking
My thing, yeah, yeah,
Account open
exactly.
already.
Exactly. My thing different too. My thing is you can't shame her for poor, right? The
Exactly.
poor is hard enough already. I've felt it, so you can't shame her for poor.
Yeah, so you see
Yeah,
me?
you can't shame her for, and it's not like it's an unusual thing. Look at this. So if you're putting 35 grand down every month, although again that's hard, but if you're putting 35 grand down every month, it's hard for some people, easy for some.
Mm-hmm.
Your mileage may
Yeah.
vary. If you're doing
Mm-hmm.
it in JC, you would have 11.2 million right now,
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
plus another two and a half, roughly 2.5 million in
Jano.
dividends that you'd have gotten
Divi-
over the time. And
Yep.
again, you reinvest the dividends, like that I was saying, you'd actually have 17 million now.
Oh wait, that's on it now?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been there. Just turn on the reinvest dividends button. It's been a massive, the junior market, the JSE wasn't on the junior market, but in a weird twist, the junior market is a product of the JSE. So
Yes.
win-win,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, if you're reinvesting dividends, that means that you would have gotten bigger dividends. So you'd have 17.5 million now as of today, and you would also have gotten 3.5 million in dividends. Yeah. And you might think, yo, stock marketing is a money people thing. But if a good day to tell you if you want to emancipate yourself, look at the stock market. There's no amount of money
Exactly.
that's too small to get you in there, right? You can buy
Yep.
share.
Mm-hmm.
There's some stocks that are below $1. Right? You can buy you can buy a stock with one Jamaican dollar. Not much you can
Mm-hmm.
buy with that. So yeah, hell of a message, and on the junior market side of things, um, it's a hell of a legacy for somebody to leave, and it has created other legacies. I mean, think about how much we've all benefited from both markets, for the junior market. Think about how we've benefited from just, just so much of even other people coming into the market and learning about it. To this day, it's an amazing thing. Like that. From as I've been thinking about that kind of stuff, I'm like, wow, if somebody wrote that as a story, it wouldn't be believable. It literally wouldn't be believable. Oh, and then him leave and him push this legislation through in Jamaican politics as an outsider.
You
and
said that could be a whole fictional movie.
right, and then went back to lead the corporation to
He said
massive
that man
levels of profit.
good.
Like that's not realistic. Like think about how unrealistic the idea is of, or how big a deal the idea is of Steve Jobs left Apple and then he came back.
hmm
Yo, Steve Jobs, I mean, and that's also a massive story. Steve Jobs left Apple and did Pixar,
hmm
and then they went back, right? Why is this not just as impressive?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sir. The big wherever him go.
It is.
Exactly. Star shine anywhere they are. So I mean, thank you. I've never met Dan Webby. I never had a chance to meet him in life when he
That's
was alive.
also
But
what I wanted to. I would have wanted to meet. Just hear, just them general thoughts about things. I always think about, yo, I want to have a conversation with just certain people, and
mhm,
I don't want to feel too corporate. I just want, yo, hear your real thoughts about those things I have interest in.
yeah. Well, you know
And
that's
meet other people definitely.
that's one of my things, which is why I've always been very selective with who we interview. I'm not big on. I don't mind. I love interviews, but for me, the special interviews are
hmm
that I knows because I know like when I've sought people out. I like yeah, you remember some of the things I even asked Leachin, and some of the things that
Yes.
yeah, like I want. I've
I don't want to hear the thing I hear is said 50 other times. I don't
yeah,
want to hear
man.
that you
Don't give me the
typically say
script. Don't
the
give me the
same question
script.
over again.
Exactly. Yeah. Talk to me the real way. And sometimes I know that they won't give me the
Mhm.
maybe they can't give me the real talk, maybe based on where it is or what they're thinking. So
And this is an interview that's going to be published. So,
exactly. So that's why I don't. That's why I don't. Like for me, interviews is not necessary. At least not for BrickTalk, not for earning season. Not that I don't mind them. I want them. I cherish them with the right people. But like we have had, like we've been reading I See Insider from before we know anything
yeah,
about I See Insider. For me, talking to John Jackson, interviewing John Jackson, then is a real thing. I
yep, yep.
understand the man behind the thing. Um, Sir Berry comes on Brick Talk. He listens to Brick Talk. Putting a real person behind the name that you're reading in Gleaner is
hmm
a completely different thing. I mean, the cues change after that. The cues change after that. Um, yeah, it's just there's some people that carry that sort of weight that I think is valuable, and I love the fact that we have so many of them in Jamaica, and we're making more of them. We're making more of them.
hmm
5 years from now, we can talk about the investor psychologist striker Shay. Right? Yeah, and I've always thought that like, one of the things I'm big on obviously is Jamaica and black people, like, the emancipation. To the point where sometimes I didn't think that emancipation was that great a day for me to pay attention to because I'm like, part of the power in being emancipated is in not giving a damn anymore, right? There was a time when you could not give a damn. It was a dream, and if you said it out
Oh
loud, you
yeah,
wouldn't make it.
oh yes.
Yeah, right? You couldn't even have that dream. So that's just a personal thing
Mm-hmm.
for me that I think that part of the achievement of that dream is when your children don't even know that they need to care about it, right?
Eh,
Like
eh, we're definitely at that point, no? I mean,
uh
before no, but if you
I
really
hope
think about
so.
it,
I hope so. I don't know how far along we are. Like I shared something my Emancipation Day message in the girl group today. I'll share with you guys here. That is Garvey's message, right? The only protection against injustice in man is power, physical, financial, and scientific. So if you have the brain power, you have to have some amount of physical power, but the financial power is also a
yep.
100% necessary.
In our world,
Yeah, man.
relative
Ah,
agency from freedom.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, yep. And the ability to drive
Hold
things
on there.
forward, not just for yourself.
You know, I thought as you were saying that about power in terms of retail investor, and that's something that you've touched on sometimes before. But I was thinking in the context of knowing what your rights are as
Mm-hmm,
an investor, regardless of your size, regardless
hmm
of how much of the company you own,
mm-hmm,
you still have some power,
hmm
and I think that's something that you've spoken on a lot.
Mm.
yes, it's been a lot of it has been around actions taken by company officials that lead to a fall in share price that
Yeah.
affects the little man's pocket. And I think it's a good time to talk about just we have power. Even even the small shareholders, we can do stuff. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
I
have
got one
rights.
share.
Yeah.
Even one or two shares.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Move mountains
Yeah.
without even.
You can move
But
mountains.
and this is something I said to even with the brokers where I'm like, this is something I've said where I'm like, yo, hit them where it hurts. Like if you want to affect a company or a corporation or whatever, they care about money. That's what they care about where you put your money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So move your money or
Yep.
do something else with it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speak with your money.
Yep.
If you
Because
cannot
yo,
speak with
'cause sometimes
anything else,
price
you
not gonna.
can speak with the money.
Yep. Yep. And that goes deeper than just even just buying or selling. Like look on like shareholder action that happen in or other markets where
Mm-hmm.
all the retailers say, "Yo, we don't want this thing, so let's put our votes together." That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Or active.
Everybody, everybody have weight.
Yeah. Or activist investor comes in, and activist investor
Right.
makes
But
certain moves because they have a strong belief that, like, they truly believe about a thing, and they truly believe a thing, and they believe it should go this way, and they're putting the money where their mouth is. I mean, that happens on our market. I do that on our market.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I not just, not only do I walk the walk, I also talk the talk around the walk, which is not always light, but hey, that's another thing about having the power. You know, I was raised on the chicken back and the white rice. You can't scare me with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just act like that, and so I say things that I know are true, and you know it have impact, and you don't have power when you see the impact of it. When I hear APO, I sell. Everybody who says it hasn't, everybody who disagrees with that as an investment strategy, it doesn't really, one, doesn't really invest, or two, works for somewhere that, or worked for somewhere that is selling APOs, or three, just hasn't even bothered to have a conversation or understand it. But I didn't come from the perspective we're having this debate or this side against that side. I come from the perspective of
So massive.
having conversation with people with them real money, having family
Mm-hmm.
members that have had to go through things with them real money. And I mean, when the thing due tomorrow or next week, and you're counting out how much money you need, so I can cash this out. And but I put 200 grand there, and only the 85 grand now. How, no, how? And at that point, I know it's not the best time to tell them, well, you put the 200 grand in for the APO. That's why it's at 85 now. So I better you tell them before them put the 200 grand in. Say when I hear API, so it doesn't mean that it should stop there. Obviously, nuance should be applied to that, and anybody who goes a little further understands it. Anybody who has a conversation with me understands it. It's hard to. It's like the rain or gravity. You can argue with it, but it doesn't stop it from being real. It just is what it is. And so I share it with people because I think the people deserve to know. And so you see there, and not just with the APO point. I hate the damn thing, but I bring it back to Dan Webby there. He technically the last chairman to do a rights issue, or second to last, technically DTL.
Detail, no, detail is a
Fosrich,
April.
Fosrich.
Oh,
Technically is the last one. They did a poorly
okay.
priced one in my view, but
Okay.
it's still, honestly, I prefer a poorly, I would rather a poorly priced
Right,
rights
right.
issue than an
April.
APO. Yeah,
Same.
yeah. An APO is a slap in the face to people who are seeking to make money in the future from the share price. But yeah, Don Webby with Key did a rights issue 2020 or 2021? So
2021.
2021? 20,
One I be
one of
I
them
think
has,
2021.
and it's so funny. So the story being wrapped up now with
yeah,
Key being delisted
you listed by it
Mm-hmm.
out.
by
All right.
GK subsuming it.
Mm-hmm.
which I'm banking on being indicative of the time
Bigger
drawing
things.
closer for GK to make
For
certain
GK make a
moves.
move.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Bro,
notice that
you
they
know
also
the
did the
file
canopy
in,
move.
from when I don't
Kind of,
open that
yeah,
file
yeah,
on the
yeah.
laptop.
All the France arms across the Caribbean that GK
Uh-huh.
has has bought all of.
Yeah. Sorry, Shay, you were saying something about file?
Oh, I was just saying, we have a file, like, because we've talked about GK in the group, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
file, and I just haven't opened that file in a long time.
Or your research on it?
Hmm.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But yeah,
They did a right
I
issue in
agree with what
2020.
you're saying.
2020.
Really?
Yeah, late
That was
2020.
2020?
Yep.
Oh, late 2020.
Late
Because I
2020,
was
yeah.
like, I remember that, and I never
Mm.
remember the whole COVID
But cool.
being, you know,
In the middle of it, but yeah.
added to
Imagine
worse.
you
when
was a ray of sunshine during the COVID chronicles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something. And Dana, you were sharing something earlier, going back to the Dunwoody thing again. You were sharing something from that article.
Ah, the thing that surprised me the most, I never
Yes.
know. I saw it and I was like, "Whoa, that's a big deal." And it was Don Webby made a proposal. Let me read it. Influence exceeded what stuff. Da, 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 da. He spearheaded the way we price stocks on the market right now. We
Mm-hmm.
moved away
really?
from the last traded price to the weighted average of the trades over the day
The view
because of
up,
Don Webby.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's his influence. That's him saying, "Oh, I believe for whatever reason that we should be pricing it on this instead of last traded price of the stock." And the move we had to that, the thing we take for granted now as this is how stocks are priced in Jamaica
Mm-hmm.
is because of Don Webby. I never knew that. I saw it and I was like, "Oh, whoa!"
So
I,
no, go
I
ahead, go
really,
ahead.
I started. Imagine that as a conversation. Imagine him explaining that why he think why he made that proposal,
Mm-hmm.
why he this is the way we should go. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, that's I would love to understand that. Even though I still want to know more about it. Why they? I mean, I know
Mhm.
I would love to understand that because the view up. Why? Well, why did it come from him? And or is it that? Because again, it's a quote or a paraphrase quote. I don't know how you call this officially from Dr. Street Forest speaking about him. She said that his influence extended over how stocks are priced at the end of the trading session. So it used to be. Some of us in the market for long know that it used to be whatever the last price was. The last traded price at the end of the day was the price. Can you
Mhm.
imagine that? People in RPL yesterday would be very happy. So, so you it used to be that whatever the last traded price for the day was the thing, which used to I can tell you used to you'd see very interesting things. And the market history is there. In fact, if you go back on MMJ far enough, you'll see some interesting things happening at the end of the day because I want the price
Mhm.
to be at a certain place.
Yep,
And so
yep,
whether it be a
yep,
fund or a company or a person or whatever. And so the
yep,
last trade would be
yep.
very important. But no, this I think is fair. The average,
Every move matter.
yeah, every
Yep.
move matters.
I'm not
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
going
yeah.
off of what happened last. I'm going off of what actually happened for everybody during.
Yeah, yeah. It's like look at something just something small like this, but how massive it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because this then must have further ramifications in things like shareholder action around like the think of the circuit breaker and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know when the circuit breaker exactly came in, but
I mean, I actually have that written down somewhere, and it has, as we know, it has evolved over the years.
mhm.
But either way, yeah, it's a hell of a legacy, boy.
Yeah,
And
there's a real strong difference between the two.
yeah.
It also makes me think of like certain actions that are taken
Hmm.
on the market that this kind of makes it makes it more important than for people to invest in the market if they want certain things to happen. If you really decide if you believe your company should be priced XYZ at that
Hmm.
whatever price
Hmm.
and everybody disagreed, you have to spend more money.
Simple, yeah. It really does make it fairer. It really does make it a lot
Is
fairer. Yeah.
the last trade today.
boy, yeah, it really does make it fairer.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, you spend that money. You mean that okay? If you want it to, what you're really saying is, if you want it to be a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
enrich other
Then,
people.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
Put
enrich
money
other
come out.
people. Yeah,
So you say work this, show me say work
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And one of the things I'm always looking for is if the person I'm speaking with about the market understands the reality of the market, how it actually works, what sets your prices, right?
Yep.
Because that's also like gravity. You can say anything you want about it. I don't have to argue about it because I know what sets your price. I know it work. I know it actually work. Not how you think it work, how it actually work. So the closer you are to reality is the more success you tend to have in the stock market, and I'm sure in life. And that is one of the early market side. I've wanted to know how he thinks. But I'm making a move like that or encouraging a move like that is, in my view, indicative of understanding
Mm-hmm.
what should, because what now set share prices, right?
Hmm.
And having a view, yo, I still think that's a major, major thing. I mean, maybe it's that, it was part of a conversation, or, he did his research into what's done elsewhere. Because it's not unique to Jamaica.
It's not huge, I mean,
Yeah,
but then like, the markets, a lot of markets where you think of, as the big thing.
yeah,
The other was done, right?
yeah,
Last trading price is a big deal in other places.
yep,
He
We
make
wouldn't
the
have the
decision to depart from that.
mm,
exactly.
end of month wouldn't be the same if it
That,
was the other way.
But
Would it?
no, I think it would still, that maybe would be the one thing that would still be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
terms of,
Um,
uh,
um well, yeah, okay,
no,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, about a good amount there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be the
because
same. It would be the same. Would it be? Is it better now versus the other way?
I prefer this way, I think.
I prefer what is now too, but I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, you should at least steel man the argument. Is it better the other way? In a month specifically, in a month, in a quarters, because
Yeah.
uh,
Thing I think about is like in terms of how the circuit breaker and the circuit breaker interaction with the trading range for the day,
mm,
then how the trading range how the VWAP comes into it versus last traded price. That would be a thing there. So it would be okay. It would still be I need the if I want to set the range for tomorrow, I would
mm.
need my last trade of today to be at a certain price versus I take enough action throughout today that the VWAP is where within the range I want it to be. So different level of money spent possibly.
Or maybe just a different way. Because at the end of the day,
Or that we can could also as I say possibly, it could also be you do any food otherwise. Whichever which way you can make a you can have to make certain decisions.
yeah, yeah, that goes deep. It's something to think on. I don't alienate anybody. By the way, we do have people I've been waiting to speak for a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, just one person has it so far. But as always, guys, you can send a speaking request. We'd love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts around done with BR the market or anything else, or emancipation or financial emancipation, if you will. Uh, Shout out to Tham Singh, who
You
is
know what?
on
Big up the
now.
boss.
Hello, Tham Singh, can you hear us? You're muted if you're responding, by the way. Okay, I see you're on mute now.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi.
We're good.
I haven't heard from you guys in a long time, man. Danai and
Well,
Randy, you guys are still at it, eh?
Yeah,
I miss both.
we never
we're back
stop.
at
Yeah, we're back at
You
this
just went
now.
on a break. You just
well,
went
we
on a
never
break.
stop back at this.
Yeah, man.
How's everything with you?
Great, I am well. I'd like to say good evening also to your listeners. A bunch of people there I noticed from the last chat were still there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And I guess they have come back just because you guys are on here. But it's good to see and hear from you guys again.
Good to be back.
Yeah, good to be back and good to hear
Great
from
man.
you. Good to hear from you. How are things?
Um But we can't talk about enduring legacy unless we talk about Don Webby. Of course, Don has offered so much to Jamaica and to the market for sure. One of the things that I do look at when I'm buying stocks too is that I look at the management.
Mm-hmm.
And I have so much respect for Don Webby. I think that that is one of the reasons why I've chosen to invest in GK.
Mm.
um, over the years. I don't know. Maybe if Donna died before I completed my goal in GK, maybe I wouldn't have completed the goal. Eh? So just as I completed the goal of the number of stocks I wanted to get in GK,
Mm.
that is it.
What was that
But
goal, by
still,
the
we're
way?
thankful.
Remind me, what was that
Go
goal?
again.
Yeah.
Remind us what that goal was?
Well, the goal was 20 grand. No, no, no. What was it? Yes, the goal is 20,000 GK shares that I had back
Mm.
in last year, I think. And I did complete that goal. But as soon as I did, Don is gone. But I think that GK is still in good hands. I do
Yeah,
feel,
I did mention that GK is a very corporate corporation. They have a legacy of succession. It hasn't failed yet. And you have to
no,
remember
no,
that
no.
they're, at least from my lifetime, and I've read a lot of their documents about how they have done things going all the way back to when it was actually, Fred Kennedy, the Kennedys, and whatever the actual name families behind it. There's a legacy of succession where they actually,
Succession.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
they're not losing that GK quality. And I'm saying this as an outsider, just as an outsider and a shareholder. And so I would expect that the current CEO would have been working with Don Webby
Done way
this
before
whole
we were
time. Yeah.
there, eh?
And Don Webby also worked a lot and worked on Douglas O'Rain, who's
What's his name? Yes,
still there,
I
still.
remember.
Mm,
Yes, I remember when Douglas was the chair of GK for sure. That was
mhm,
back in the day. Well, I'm not that old, but yeah, that was some time ago. um, so yes, we definitely want to say thanks to Don, even though he's already gone, but for sure he has left a great legacy and the work that he has put in for Jamaica.
mhm,
We can't say thanks enough. We can't say thanks enough. And that is one of the reasons why when I look at some of the news coming out, and I don't want to go too much off track, but when I heard about some of the athletes going abroad to some of these countries that are so unknown just because you get a little more money, it's kind of disheartening because you do know and you've seen persons who have put out a lot just to give back to Jamaica. It's not just about money, but for sure, he has left a great legacy.
mhm.
Let me tell you, man, Merlin Otti was one of my legends back in the day, for sure.
Was.
When I was a kid, I was so skinny and small. People used to tell me all the time that I run like her. And
Mhm,
I've met her brother once, and I think that I've seen her from afar, and we were so elated at the time just to see her just passing. And no one knows where Merlin is because she goes abroad and she goes and I guess she ply her trade abroad, maybe make a little more money. But I know that she would have been more of an impact had she, you know, stick to Jamaica.
I,
There's no
I, I,
better place.
I don't know. I mean,
So I want chance to guess. I don't know, but the thing I look at as well inside of that,
Hmm.
you make decisions on a personal level, but it doesn't mean they can't give back to Jamaica at the end of the day.
That is true. That is true.
correct,
That's
Of
yeah,
right.
course, that is true.
yeah.
That is true because one of the things I'm not saying that you can't
Mhm,
make decision for your own financial benefits, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, give back to your country because your country has given a lot to you.
Boy, I
Um,
agree with you, but boy, you're treading on sacred ground there. I mean,
Indeed.
not many of us have
take
given
this
more than
for-
Merlin Ate has given to the country, and I
well,
think
true,
I feel
but
like the legacy that she also has a hell of a legacy, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'd have you saying both if we didn't have Merlin Ate.
she does have. But don't you think that in recent times you've heard so little of her? It is almost as if, like, if you didn't know Merlin from before, like the younger generation, a lot of these guys
Hmm.
maybe just would have read her in history books and so on. Like a lot of these people don't know about Merlin Otti.
Well, I think that's on
Mm-hmm.
us. I don't put that on Merlin Ate, right? That's on us.
Well,
Uh,
well, well,
uh,
on us,
it's not
and yeah,
up to the
I
people to tell
know.
their own story.
Yeah, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you can't knock her for going overseas but at the end of the day, the love not gonna help pay the bills. JPS don't accept love. It's cash or
No
credit.
accept love.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Yeah. But I do like that
For
you I
sure.
do like bringing it back to the GK point and you say that GK goal you have and you've gotten it
Yeah.
done and I think dividends are also a big deal for you. And on that G
Dividends,
sorry,
yeah, dividends are
go
a
ahead.
big deal for me.
Hmm.
But when I look at the amount that I've invested in GK and the amount that I've invested in other stocks,
Hmm.
for sure, GK, like dividends I've gotten from GK, I would have to look back on my thing. I do have this little YouTube channel where I call it One Cocoa because
Hmm.
literally it's one cocoa full in the basket.
I understand.
I
I understand.
think I can't remember how much. Well, the last payment of dividends would have been like 8,000 something, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost sure. At least 8,000 something. But
Hmm.
I'm thinking that there will be some upside to the stock price.
Mm.
Well, hope is not a strategy, but I've been holding it for a while
Hmm.
because, as Danai would say, the thing that you think will happen soon, soon enough. So I do hope that the thing that we think will happen soon to GK. But GK is a well-run business, and as I said before, the management of the business usually will grab my attention. Like I wouldn't just invest in any business.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And so for me, Don Webby has that kind of an impact on on
On.
um on on me choosing GK in the first place.
Hmm.
But I do think that GK will give some upsides soon, and I
Hmm.
don't want to just hold it sentimentally. I hope that I hold it for some profit, in the medium to short term, I would say.
What's your cutoff? Like when would
Um,
you say, all right, let's just wrap this up?
Oh,
let's
yes.
just like sell my shares and
Mm-hmm.
take my cash,
Mm-hmm.
whether at a loss or well. Um, I don't know. Well, I'm down about 6 point something percent because I think my average price would have been 74.90 something.
Hmm.
And last I checked, it was like at 69.80 something or 69
It closed it,
69 point something.
it closed
Pretty
yesterday at
close.
69.94.
Close yesterday at 69.94.
Yeah. In fact, it has been for the
Mhm.
last few days. It hit its
Just for
one
this
year
week, I
low. It hit
think
the 52-week low on the
would have
21st
been.
of July.
Hmm.
And it closed at its lowest on the 23rd of July at $68. And it's a stock that's in rare air, meaning, well, if I speak for myself, in my portfolio, it's one of the few companies that I own that I hesitate every time I think to sell it.
Yep.
So are you saying that you hold sentimental attachment to that GK stock
No,
just
I'm
because?
saying no. I'm still me.
I
No,
say now yours.
no,
No, no,
What
no.
no.
you
I'll
you
tell
want
you
to
what. I'll tell you what I do. It's not sentiment. As much as there's good sentiment around the thing. Again, I tell you,
Mhm.
JPS doesn't accept sentiment. They accept cash or credit.
No, they don't. They
So
don't.
I look at the share price, and you hear me reference earlier,
Mm-hmm.
my expectations around certain things. I'm not working with hope. I'm working with the signs that I'm seeing, the plan that's out there, the very obvious thing is not even
Mm-hmm.
that there's a lot of uneducated guess in my investment thesis behind GK, but there's also
Yes.
things that they've just very clearly said. One of the things that was said by Don himself was that GK, uh, their plans are include listing.
On an overseas exchange.
Yeah, everybody says that part, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it properly. In fact, you want
Mm-hmm.
that?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. It's all right. Another BrickTalk we can talk about it, but it's more than an overseas exchange. There's also a Caribbean exchange. There's only one that I think is worth them being on,
Oh.
and the financial arm of that company is obviously gearing up, strengthening up, shoring up things. And like I said, there are
Mm-hmm.
corporation. What do corporations
That
do
is
when
true.
the revenue is facing even the idea of a threat, and the bottom line is facing the idea of a threat? You
What
readjust
do
and
they
you
do?
strengthen other business lines. One of the strongest business lines profit wise for GK is the remittance business for the entire region. We've seen that
Mm-hmm.
remittances might be under a little bit of pressure. The thought is that it might be under a little bit of pressure because of the tax from the US, where a lot of
From
remittances
the
in the
US,
region
yeah.
flow from. I don't actually buy that, in that I think you will let it go. Remittances have been falling as a general thing, and I think it's a side effect of the corporation, not the corporation, the country getting maybe richer and better.
Okay, good.
But at the end of the day, the corporation that does earn from that flow and earns profit from that flow, if it
Mm-hmm.
sees any shakiness in the continuation of that flow, you do the responsible thing and you start to strengthen another business line, right? You
Yeah,
strengthen the same
yeah.
thing. And so we've seen them on the food side do the strengthening, pulling in the Catherine's Peak, and on the finance side, there have been significant moves, in my view, made over Canopy, which their joint venture, and there have been significant moves, I think,
Mm-hmm.
made in the finance, the insurance side of the business. We mentioned Key, then I mentioned the Scotia Eastern Caribbean earlier.
Yeah.
And I believe that there is significant, how was the corporate way that they put this? Are trying to find a fancy way to say they can solidify the finance side of the business, spin it off, and then list the foods group maybe regionally elsewhere and have the finance side of the thing. Also, you can
Yeah,
realize value from your internal holdings, or whatever the nice sounding way to
you
put
can,
it.
you can, you can.
Yeah, but if GK
And I
does
do think
that,
that,
everybody is going to suddenly realize how much more of a gem it is. And the reason I pointed out the 52-week low over the last
mhm,
few days is because those of us who have been paying attention to the share price for longer than maybe the last few days know that that price has not, I'm going to use the word allowed, it has not been allowed to fall to that
by
price
GK. No, no, no. I've not seen it myself. I've not seen it myself.
in
I've
the
been buying GK maybe for about 18 months to get to that goal of 20,000.
mhm,
And I have not seen it below 72. Maybe it
exactly.
has gone below, but I have not seen it. And in recent times, I did see it. I have been watching it since just this week.
Mhm.
And I heard it mentioned on BrickTalk last week, and you did say something about it, but not very clearly. And then the day after, I heard that Don died, and I'm like, okay, I wonder if people are just gonna you know,
Sell
get
out,
scared and
sell
think
their
that
shares.
okay, Don is gone, and so they want to just sell off the shares. But one of the things I
Well, if
do think that
I just a
water,
message to those people, if they're gonna do that, you please put those orders in the queue early. Some of us would love to benefit from that mistake that you'd be making.
I don't know, and that is one of the things too. When you think that you have gotten to your goal or the amount that you want to acquire,
Hmm.
I've not se- I've not said security. You wonder how much more you want to get because you don't want to overexpose yourself to the stock by okay, I'm going to average down on GK because I'm 74, close to 75 now. If I go lower than that, then okay, I'm going to go into like just into an amount in my portfolio that I do not want to put in just one stock because I'm pretty much way up there that I would want to put no more in GK right now. but
But tell me
but but,
something.
but mhm.
Do you think that in the next and that's a I like that sort of thinking. That's maybe the sort of thing that you maybe want to talk to Dana about in a session.
Yeah,
But you generally speaking about your thoughts around GK, right? Do you think that let's say in two
yeah.
years GK is going to still be at 69, 94?
Well, this is 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been talking about wanting to do this as a goal for 2030. So if that holds true, then we're looking at 5 years more of well, like there would be some growth or indication of other bases that they want to merge it. Well, between then and now for sure, because one of the things that they mentioned was that they probably would have to shore up their revenue by maybe buying into a larger company abroad. So something would have to happen between now and 2030.
When
for us to see.
whatever that thing is that could
Mm-hmm.
happen between now and 2030, when it happens, let's say they were to buy. I want to be clear that obviously this is me throwing it out there. Let's say they bought a competitor to Iberia or Iberia Foods. All right, let's say they bought Iberia
Mm-hmm.
Foods somehow.
Yeah.
Let's say they were to do that. And the news is being reported Monday morning, yeah, Monday, February 10,
26
2027.
or 27. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
In July 2027, you think GK is likely to be at $69?
No, we would be looking at GK in the $100 range, in my view, if they would have taken on such a big acquisition. For sure, GK would not be at, oh, okay, it's lingering at 69. No, for sure it would not be there.
So
For sure.
if at that point you say it's at the 100 odd region, would you
Hmm.
regret in 2025 having bought more than your goal amount?
Of course I wouldn't regret that, Randy. That kind of question, I wouldn't regret that. I,
Ha- Happy
I
Emancipation
wouldn't
Day.
regret that. I wouldn't regret that. And at the same time, I don't know if I would regret not buying more. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's what you're saying. I'm pretty sure you're gonna regret not buying more. There's no
You're going
there's
to
no stock
have
that I have
the
made a profit on. Oh,
right.
sorry, say that again, that way?
You're gonna have you're gonna say, boy, I had the money to buy it, and I saw it lower than I saw it,
Hmm.
and I could have bought more.
Hmm.
Okay,
Think on this
okay,
episode.
okay. All right, then I kind of want to draw you out a little bit now, because let me say, all right. So I have
Oh,
careers
one
that
sec, hold
pay
on, one
me.
sec. I don't know if you're gonna be able to draw that out for free, but Shay, say what you said a while ago again. I didn't quite hear it.
Oh, no, I was just saying you're going to be thinking about this very conversation.
Oh,
Either way, whichever way you go, you're
uh-huh.
going to be
I would be
thinking
thinking
about.
about this conversation.
Yeah, oh,
Yes.
yeah. Definitely, definitely.
Shay, Shay, have you been investing in GK?
No.
Okay,
She's sharp,
that's the
She
start.
young people,
You
she's sharp, she'll be investing in
okay.
JK at the right time.
At the
Just
right time. Well, maybe some people have more time to kind of spend. And when I'm at work and
Maybe
I come
yeah.
home and I look at my phone and I look and I'm like, what the hell happened? I can't do anything about it again. But let me tell you,
yeah,
yes,
that's just one thing that I don't want you to hold on to because a lot of us make that mistake.
what's that?
You come home, you look at the phone, you go, what the hell happened? You notice
Mm-hmm.
where I brought it to? The price
Mm-hmm.
now is the price now, but
The pri-
Mhm.
the price now is not the price when it hits your goal. No, I don't like the fact that your goal was around a certain number of
Yeah.
shares.
yes,
Yeah.
my goal is around a certain number of shares.
Cool, now you've achieved it. You're facing the Merlin problem or the Usain Bolt problem. Now that I've done it, what
Mm-hmm.
next?
Now
Run
what?
away.
Yeah,
No
no,
what?
no
Well,
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
no for me would be to hold on to my shares,
Hmm.
collect the little dividends that I'm getting, and wait for my capital appreciation. That would be the no for me. And
So
one of the
so
things I
what
wanna
happens to the money that comes in? You get more money, and
wait a minute, more money.
supposed you just
Well,
have more money to invest afterwards. Even the dividends, they pay the dividends come in,
Hmm.
and you're
Yes,
looking at the dividends. You don't
yes.
say, boy, like, GK is a good company and buy more. You don't say any of that doesn't happen for you.
Okay, so that is why I wanted to draw you out a little bit there, Danai, because I want to say, no, that I have Carreras that's paying me about 11% because of where I bought I
Woo,
think my average price.
nice.
Yeah, I think
woohoo,
my average price was about seven something, 7 or 6
woo.
something. But
Beautiful.
I've been buying a long time. I did buy some during COVID for that 650 region there. I remember there was a 650, 670 region there that I got a bunch in COVID.
Hmm.
And then I have Transjam. My average price is less than $2. So
Oh
it's
God,
paying me
yeah, man,
about
on the
12% or so.
believers.
Wait, no, man, wait. And so I'm just saying that these are the companies that I currently hold
Hmm.
and maybe want to add to. So then you would look to say that, is this the best way to use my dividends, and is to put in GK that is paying me that? that me
Yield.
uh,
Mhm.
That yield,
um
that yield. But here's the thing: you're
but I was
asking
gonna say measly. I was gonna say measly yield of
Yeah, but
two is it 2.5% or something? I don't remember what I'm getting.
2.5% yield is one of the best yields on the market now. All
Facts.
right, that's one of the
Where you
best
get that?
yields. I
Okay,
just
so
from facts, from the actual
yeah.
looking at the actual thing. So I cut in a little bit there because one remember Dana is not being your advisor now, and I get what you're trying to ask him, but
No, no,
you.
I know that.
But
I
what
know
I'm
that. I know
pointing
that.
out, yeah, but
Yeah.
we can say
Yeah.
I know that, but then try and still get it. But I'm not knocking either. I want you to
No, I
realize that
know that. I know that.
you're answering your own question.
Question.
I'm just
yeah, man.
pointing to you the things that you yourself are saying. So like GK point, you said
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's some more, gain that I'm probably gonna get from the rise in the share price. So that means that you
Yeah,
think GK share price is gonna go up.
I
So
do.
so
I
then the
do. That's why I'm
question
hoping
simply
it.
becomes if you think it's going to actually go up within the time period that
Mhm.
you have in mind, do you want when it does go up, would you want to have owned more or less?
Well, I would want to own more for sure. I would want to own more,
So you have the
but I'm
answer already.
saying right. But there's an opportunity cost there that
Always.
you have other opportunities
Hmm.
that you could have invested in over the period. And
What's the
is this
opportunity
the
that you
best?
have that's better than that in your mind than GK right now? Than averaging down
Well,
the average than you averaging down on GK, which means that the future dividends will give you a better yield. What is the thing that you have that's better than that now in mind?
well, I would say out of all the companies that I have, um, Cygnus has gone up to give me a very tiny cap gain, which I'm not even looking at.
It won't
But I
last.
do get the dividends from Cygnus, and I know that you're not a Cygnus man.
No, no,
But
no,
guess
no.
what?
All right, here's something, and we'll do an episode on this in the future. I am
Oh yes.
actually, yeah, I'm a fan of the company Cygnus. I'm a fan of, I've always said, in fact, I've given them a quote unquote prize on this before.
Mm-hmm.
I like their reports. They still have, in my view, the most useful MD&A out of any listed company on the
And the
market.
management is
And a
good, and the management
couple
is
years
good,
ago, we were known as the Cygnus guys
Yeah,
because
and the
we
management
kept
is
talking,
good. The
we kept
management
talking
is
about
good.
every
That's
podcast
true.
episode.
yeah.
Big
Man,
news.
I can tell you that you guys are maturing. I've been listening to you from you guys were younger, but you guys are maturing. I like it. I like it. So
Uh,
you like Cygnus,
yeah, but
and
I want you
you
to I want you to understand what like
You're gonna get
means.
first days for us.
Yeah, understand what like means. It's not like don't mean that like
Like don't mean I bite.
yeah, I like Shensia. I don't know Shensia. I definitely don't buy
oh, like
Shensia.
don't mean you buy it. Like don't mean
No.
you buy it.
And you're
Okay, I
making you're
see.
making a very common mistake. You're
Okay,
conflating.
like means that you're watching it. Then maybe you're
No,
watching
no,
it
that's the
on the
rubbish that people that sorry, I don't mean rubbish, but that's the thing that people who like you're pseudo talking about
Mhm,
wanting to buy it, but you're trying to use coded language.
mhm.
And we don't use coded language here, we use very clear language. I
Yes.
like Cygnus, the company. I like the business they do.
Mhm,
You see that stuff, if you go
yes.
back and listen to our old episodes, don't think
Mhm,
about what we're saying, how it make you feel. Think about the words that we're actually saying. We
mhm.
were speaking about Cygnus and especially that Puerto Rico move. Like when they turn that thing around, it's gonna be massive. We said that what, maybe 2 years ago or 2.5 years, whatever it was.
You did, you did, you
Yeah.
did, you
And
did.
we're
But
at that point now
you
where they're
didn't
turning it
like where
around.
the
But you're
right.
making,
You didn't like where the share price was going, but you did make mention that the company was going in the right direction, and you like the management and so on.
yeah, man.
But
But
I'm saying
here's
that
what I want you to get from that little point that I'm making there. Do not
mhm,
conflate share price
mhm,
with company. The company
true. Yeah,
is the
yeah, I know. Yeah.
company. The share price
Mm-hmm.
is what me and other investors feel the company is valued
Have
at.
determined it to
Yeah.
be by
Think
buying
about
and
when
selling.
that
Yeah.
conversation happened with us in Cygnus, about Cygnus maybe 2, 3 years ago. The share price now is about the same or lower. So,
Uh,
so on a
not
numerical,
really.
no, I'm not asking, don't let me bring it up. On a
Okay,
numerical, on,
don't bring it up, Randy.
on a
It's too much
numerical
time.
basis, right? Cygnus
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
is in terms of the share price, if you go back 3 years, is lower, right? It's generally it's generally lower. Cygnus also did an APO.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they,
And they
they
did an
they did.
APO back when people didn't know, a lot more people didn't know better or
Oh yes,
thought
they
maybe it didn't go
did.
so.
They did.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
APO
yeah.
was about 16 something.
Yeah, you're
The
not seeing
price
that
was
for a long time. No, if that
16 something.
Puerto Rico
And then
thing works out, it could maybe lead to, especially if they make the certain moves around that Puerto Rico thing and their own group, it could make certain moves that could cause it to blow up. But I think also, just like you said, we've matured. I think the management of Cygnus has also matured in the role. When they started out, not that they were
Hmm.
green,
Hmm. Yeah.
they knew the thing, but they were new to what they're doing with Cygnus. Now they're a lot more. You know they've built their own mini legacy of what they're doing. Cygnus, a lot more trust is there. I even like the building.
Yeah.
Like like I really like them. I'm hoping that they're the ones who bought Jane broke
Right.
ones.
Yeah.
But
I do think that with the Puerto Rico move, that will increase the dividends. I would think substantially.
it will,
And
I think,
so,
increase the dividends.
right,
They offer
I
a
think
wonderful
will.
yield. But I think
I
that
think it will.
I think they have created the company, especially specifically Cygnus Credit
Hmm.
Investments. They have
Hmm.
created
Hmm.
what I call the wallet. It's a wallet. I like my
Hmm.
wallet. I use the money from my wallet, but I don't.
I use it to buy stuff.
But I don't really care about the value of the actual wallet itself. I have
Yeah.
protected myself from
What
that.
we good. That's a nice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I say that to say that they do not, in certain ways, in my view as an investor, they do not in certain ways care about their share price. Like
Yeah.
they don't care that the share price is down to. They're still
I
good. They're doing amazing
would,
business.
yeah.
They pay out. They have their dividends. The Cygnus Group. I would love to be in the unlisted part. The money must nice
But
over there. So
what about them buying back the shares though? They have bought back some
yeah,
shares
man,
last
year
year and
to
this
year.
year.
In fact, I love
So
see every year I buy a little Cygnus, I make some nice profit, and I sell the Cygnus. Usually back to
yes,
them, I
yes,
think.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
right, right,
Yeah, so
right. So
I'm not opposed to doing
I
that, but and if I
I
was
do think.
thinking, sorry, go ahead.
Mhm. No, no, I'm saying that I do think when you say that they don't care about the sheer price, I kind of want to disagree a little and agree at the same time because you do see where they're doing something to help the share price. Like some companies don't care about the share price at all. They do a million APOs and they will overstate whatever they think that the funds are going to do for the company. And so you do not get the value from that. And then you see the share price just falling and falling and falling.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that signals the guys have mentioned that they at least want to pay out about a 5 point something percent dividend,
Mm-hmm.
close to where the APO would have been listed. And for those who have bought below the APA price, they would have been getting a better dividend. And so I
Yeah,
do
yep.
think that they're
Agreed.
trying, and in addition to that, them adding the Puerto Rico branch and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that they will expand the company. I do think that that will help to push the share price up because the share price was at what? Like at eight. Well, the first time I bought Signals, I bought at $18. I had to buy it down substantially to get to a reasonable um average price because I would have been like, oh my God, I would have been at
So hold
80,
on. You are
$90.
more comfortable
Mhm.
averaging down with Cygnus but not GK? You're
Yes.
not
That's
really
a
done with
question.
it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a good question. That's a good question. That's a reasonable question. But but if I'm getting 7.5%
Yield?
dividend
Uh-huh.
from Signals,
Uh-huh.
why wouldn't I get a little of both? Because I'm
Ah, okay,
um
okay,
I'm
okay.
collecting the dividends, no, oh, no,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do hope that, like from what they're doing with the business now,
Mm-hmm.
I would think that by the third quarter, I would think that by the next dividend payment, we
Mm-hmm.
should see some increase there, which should actually drive up the price of Signals a bit. But I've been holding for a couple of years. I've been holding for several years actually.
Me
So
too.
I
Me
think that
too.
I deserve to be getting something more now from Signals. But I
Wait,
was just saying, I just say Signals because I'm like, I wanted to look at the opportunity cost of buying GK. I, I I I don't know. I have a bunch of Trans Jamaica
Uh-huh.
at this price.
And
Trans Jamaica
your dividend yield there is what?
dividend yield maybe 4 point something.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? It would be if you buy at this
No, man,
present
what
price
your
here
dividend
now.
yield? 'Cause I don't know if you realize that you are doing the thing that you're hoping to have done. I do. You're doing it yourself, which is great. You're
No, no,
comparing.
my dividend yield.
No, man, you're not. I not. think between the words what I'm saying. You're doing it, you're
Yeah.
comparing it. You said you made a great point. Why would you,
Yeah.
if you're looking, because it sounds to me that what you're looking for is dividend
Hmm.
returns. So you've identified that your GK dividend is great, but it's
But
not
it's not
as
the best.
great as the Cygnus
The-
dividend. Now, the Cygnus, you might disagree with me about, we can disagree about the share price. I mean, time
yeah.
will tell. But the yield, there's
Hmm.
no, none, we're very much in alignment on the yield. They have one of the better dividends on the market. Amazing.
Yeah.
Because their share price is so crappy. And I agree with you that they have spoken about, and they do seem to speak to
Improve. Yeah.
their dividend. Every time they talk about paying a dividend, their point of comparison is the APO price, which means the
Mm-hmm.
current price is a much better
Below the
yield. Yeah, a
APO.
much better yield, right?
Yeah.
So you and I are in
Yeah.
alignment with that. Then you
Yeah.
mention, so just because of that, even though I think we are
Hmm.
also both in agreement that GK is a stronger company than Cygnus.
True.
Cygnus is no
True. That is true.
slouch. And the thing that you really seem to want, just from the actions, is the dividend yield. It's funny how this is
But not
linked with
just.
what
I
Shay
want
was
both.
saying earlier. No, there's nothing wrong with it because it's what you keep going for. Whenever I'm not
Yeah.
prompting you, you go right back to what your dividend yield
You-
was. You hear it, Shay?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
yeah.
Because I'm a big dividend
Dividend
investor. But
investor.
what I'm saying is that I want dividend growth. I want to see the companies that I invest in to be growing and
You want to
giving
have
me
your
some
cake
cap
and eat
gain.
it.
I want to have my cake and eat it. I want to have my cake and
Why
eat it.
not?
And that is why I've chosen carefully the companies that I have now in my portfolio.
Mm,
Mhm.
Um, Transjam, I don't know because my average price is below two, just below two there,
mm-hmm,
and I have a bunch of that.
mm.
Um, what's it? Cygnus is
See,
where it's at,
also a strong
and
dividend payer, right? Especially if your average
also a
price is
strong
below
dividend
two.
payer.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's probably not
what's it
gonna go
again?
down to that again. I don't think the powers that be will allow it to fall below the too far below the offer for sale price again.
And then I have Carreras,
Hmm.
and
Massive
then I
dividend payer,
have right,
most
and then
consistent.
I have Dollar Financial, which I am a little disappointed with the the falling of the share price, and so I don't know. So
If
when I
you
look at it,
the girl
it would
subscribers
be
would
a
have heard what I've said about dollar. They wouldn't be surprised at all. From last year, I told them to, in my view, based on my analysis,
mhm,
to expect either a
mhm,
significant drop or cessation,
mhm,
drop or stop in the dividends from dollar.
dividend payment.
Yep.
It is a tool that is meant to serve a certain purpose, and I believe it is serving that
Mhm.
purpose. And there might be more of a purpose to serve, but the purpose may not show itself in the level, the continued level of dividends on the ordinary shares. Maybe not for now. So
On the ordinary shares.
yeah, so I mean, there are always say dividends. And if you can buy, if you can talk to your advisor about maybe looking at their bonds, if you can get into that. I think I know for a fact there's a better yield on their bonds.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I did listen to one of their earnings call, and I was like, why don't you guys put out some preference shares? Since we're not getting good dividends, at least we could buy into the preference shares and get some good dividend from the preference shares.
she
But
gone
I
back
don't
to.
know. But but I think that Mayberry has dollar all wrapped up in their business now, mostly held by different sections of Mayberry. What
Godfather of the
wide
market.
base?
You can't go around
Wide
the
base?
market. You can't go around.
Wide base? MIL? What's this horse
It's a horse by another name, but it's the same horse. Oh,
yeah, whatever that is
yeah.
called. I know it's all owned by Mayberry. So then I'm like, what is next?
Well,
But
Mayberry is
I'm
a
watching
publicly
it.
listed company. Yeah, in fact, they have
Maybe
many publicly
one.
listed arms.
Yes, I know, but I have no interest in Mayberry. I've listened to the
But you,
guys and
but
they're
you do,
smart,
but you
and
do.
every time they come on and they have this earning call, I listen to it and they're like, okay, MIL is the one stock you need to know because we buy into all these
MKE.
companies at great prices. If I tell you right now, all the shares, all the stocks that Mayberry have invested in, maybe they have lost 50% of all of those companies.
I don't know
Let
if
me tell
that's
a man.
true. I don't know if that's true.
Well, maybe that's not true, but I'm just exaggerating because dollar is gone from wherever. Well, maybe they bought it cheaper than I
Yeah,
did,
you're
but look,
comparing your
Your price
portfolio to their performance. That's not how it
that is
works.
different
true.
something.
But I'm sure that they bought into NCB. Oh my God, NCB's gone
I think that
into the
play,
ground.
NCB is a deeper play than most of us may realize, in my view.
Yes,
That's what I'll say there. They've gone heavily into
and guess
NCB.
what?
But I don't think it's
Guess
fair
what?
for you to
Just
write off
wait. Just
the entire investment side of that thing because of two very recent. You can't make recency bias fool you.
it's not be okay. Well, Jamaica broilers they have fallen off maybe 40% since like almost
Remember you
all
compared
the companies.
about four
I
years.
know that Chris Berry is maybe a godfather of the market. He has done a lot for the junior market as well, and he has done a lot for the bond market for sure. But at the same time, you look at those stocks that they have chosen, and you're like, what the hell?
I
I
remember
think maybe we have a different. What the hell?
them.
So go ahead, then I.
You're right. What the hell? What the hell? Because they have more money to average down maybe than I do. They have more capital to deploy. But when you really look at the companies that they have chosen, you're like, is this just bad luck or is this just bad? You
I
know,
think we're
but
viewing it completely
Or
differently
is it
because I
just
don't.
different timelines,
Yeah,
I would think.
man. I don't see it that way at
different
all.
timeline.
What do you see? What do
Okay.
you see MJE, which is their upfront let's look at that. What do you see
Yes.
their MJE investing in that you would say that in? I'm not saying there aren't else. Obviously, I mean JBG came out of the blue for everybody, including including
Yes.
JBG.
Yeah, I
But
know.
but
We I
but
could have bought into it too.
understand this. Then I said something at the start. If everybody
Mm-hmm.
could buy every investment you'd make, it always work out exactly how you want. What a thing that would be. And if you the more you know about the market, in my view, the more you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want that. Even I wouldn't want that. I need sometimes a negative surprise. And the bigger your portfolio gets, sometimes the bigger the negative surprise you need. You think 10
Okay.
years from now we're going
And
to stop? I saw the police deploying tear gas outside KFC. You
mm-hmm.
think those people are ever going to stop eating chicken?
No, they're not gonna stop eating chicken.
Okay.
They're not gonna stop eating chicken.
So hold on.
I understand what you're saying.
If you own, let's say, how much billion you're looking at when you're looking at JBG? When you're looking at JBG, you're looking at billions in terms of what MJE's holding is, right? At that level, you don't get an opportunity very often to buy a whole lot of shares at a much lower price. It doesn't come along very often, right?
That is true. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I was gonna say,
1.5 billion currently, and it was worth more, but it's down now. You notice what they did? If you look at MMJ, those are people watching on YouTube now can actually see what I'm showing here. If you look on MMJA, you'll notice
mm-hmm,
something. Every quarter, at least we know
mm-hmm.
what has happened. The news came out what 2 quarters ago.
Maybe yeah,
The
two
news.
quarters ago, or it was no.
Well, look.
Yeah.
I'll go back to July 2024. In July 2024, MJE at the end of the quarter had bought
Mm-hmm,
had increased their position in JBG by
mm-hmm,
225,000 shares, right?
mm-hmm,
The quarter after that, they increased their position in JBG by
mm-hmm.
1.7 million shares, right? The quarter
Okay.
after that, that's a quarter in October. The quarter after that, that's January of this year when I think the bad news would have started to flow. They increased
Mm-hmm.
their position by another 1.5 million shares. And I wouldn't be
Yes.
surprised if when we finally get the
Quarterly
proper set
comes
of
up.
results, I wouldn't be surprised if they've increased in a position again. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you're running a portfolio, when you're truly running a portfolio for multi-year with a large portfolio, you have to think longer than what the current news headline is. This is
Yeah.
never waste a crisis.
And you know
So
what?
Mhm.
You know what I
I can't
do?
believe you have me
Maybe you
defending
think
MJE. Them don't pay me for this, you know.
maybe you think maybe you think that
Listen,
I don't, but
Answer
I
Street.
actually do. I actually do. I do think about all those things that you're talking about. And so that is why I was going to say to you that right now, I think the opportunity cost from buying GK for me would be NCB. I would buy NCB at this price and I would average down to wherever it goes from here. I would prefer to do that because at this price, I think that
4.5.
the dividend yield would have been about 4.5% if I start buying at this price.
Okay. Okay.
And not just because of the dividend yield, but if anyone thinks that NCB is going to stay at $29 for the rest of his life, would be really out of this world. I
Well,
do not
I
think
would
that
have said
NCB.
the same thing at 60 odd at 70 odd last year,
But
60 odd
then,
earlier this
but
year,
then
50 odd earlier this
I
quarter,
right.
40,
But then
30.
I am saying that I would be willing to average down to wherever it stops.
And I'm not
I
knocking
would
you,
be
but
willing to
just bringing
buy
it back to how we
GK.
got here. Bring back how we got here. I said she is a striker.
Right,
When
right.
you don't have as much money, you have to work
Hmm.
harder.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
and so I don't know Shea pocket level. I know my own pocket level, but I know like I don't own
Mhm.
any NCV now, and I
I
won't own
don't own an
NCV in the
NCB now
future.
either.
I'll
I
own it
don't
in
know
the
own
future,
an NCB.
but I have less money, so I have to work hard. I have to find the right
I
time
don't
to
have
enter.
any right now this weekend.
Yeah, you
This
don't have
weekend
any.
don't have any. But I am sure
Okay.
going forward, for anyone who's looking at the market and has any long-term perspective at all, they would be looking at NCB as a future investment. There's no
No,
question
but so
about
she's
it.
not looking because she doesn't own
So
currently.
she don't own any right now. T plus one. T plus one. Yeah. Well, here's the
T
thing. I
plus
like what you're saying, things, and I like you always bring this wonderful view,
T plus
especially from
one
the
for
longer
dividends.
term. Yeah,
T plus one for dividends.
yeah.
And I'm trying to build up my portfolio for sure. I have been building it out for a while.
I love
Um,
the commitment. Love it.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
yes,
And
because
I love that you're not just buying random stuff. You have
Yes.
reasoning behind it.
no, I'm not
With
just buying
Yeah.
non-conviction,
random
yeah.
stuff. There's no way I'm just
Mhm.
going to look at the market and be like, oh, I'm going to buy this today because it's
Buy
down.
everything.
No way. I've been watching NCB for a long time.
Oh, you've been watching it
And
fall then.
well, I did say at $50 that this is the bottom, but then that was definitely a mistake. So if I'm saying that $30 is the extreme bottom,
Hmm.
maybe I am making a mistake. But I'm also saying that I would be willing to to average down an NCB from henceforth wherever it goes, because I
Okay.
do think I do think that that would be my opportunity cost to now. It would be NCB over GK because um first first I'm a fool investing, so I want to diversify. I do not
Hmm.
want to put all my eggs in one basket because I'm a fool investment fool.
Hmm.
And one of the other reasons is that all the companies, like you won't get cap gains on any one of the companies at the same time. It would be over time and at different times for different companies. Um, so so for me, just averaging down on GK, which is just 6% down in my portfolio,
Hmm.
maybe it would not have, like it wouldn't give me that same effect averaging down, because if I buy a bunch of GK now, maybe my average price will move by 0.07%.
Well, what I
You see
say
what I mean?
is you should do the math. If you don't want to do the math, if anybody listening is in the same position or similar or their own thoughts and they don't want to do the math, then my money JA does the math for you. Just put the shares that you own in it, and we will
Mhm.
tell you what you have, how much share it you have, what your extra
Brandy,
what your thing is, and also if you're buying,
Brandy.
if you're considering buying, I'll tell you a little
Hmm.
secret. If you're considering
Hmm.
buying, we do
Yeah.
this wonderful little thing. We let's say you're looking at the queues,
Hmm.
we allow you to project what the impact of buying will be on your portfolio. So we can show you one, what your average price is going to be with the thing
Yeah.
and what your
Hmm.
break even is going to be. We'll also go one step further. We'll tell you what you're going to cause the market price to be if you make that trade.
Brandy,
Mhm.
I have not joined your
Well,
your grow.
that's my money, Jay,
But
I'm talking about.
but
But mhm.
no, but I am a subscriber of My Money JA.
Okay, great. You
I
should use
have.
that feature then, because I think it would help you greatly.
I do sometimes. Sometimes I just put in an amount
Hmm.
that I think I would buy and see what the price would be, and then I delete it from what I already have, because if I don't have that yet, I don't want it in there. But I do use my manager in that way. I have been using it for a while. Maybe I've subscribed now. Maybe
Well, I'm glad
a
to hear
little
that.
a
But
year,
that feature,
a little over a year, maybe.
that feature I mentioned though is even
Mhm.
better because you don't even have to add it to your portfolio. Like I said, if you look at the queue, and if you're
Mhm.
watching this back on YouTube, you'll see it. You
Yeah.
click the queue, you hit the perform trade projection, and it projects what
Mhm.
it will cost. You pick your broker if you and it show you exactly what your cost will
Fees.
be, and it show
Is
you
that a
how you'll
new
affect the
feature?
market price, and it show you how your own dividend, your own average price will move up or down or whatever. It's something to help you do the math. But I'm not in a knock if you're doing the math, but I like that, like Shay said, I
No,
like
no.
that you've
Is it
been
a
doing
new
this
feature
thing.
that you're talking about, or that feature is on there existing?
It's
Has been.
existing, but I don't know if you know it. Because if you, if
Okay, I see, I
yeah,
see, I
yeah, I
see.
don't know how you may have been subscribed from before we enable that feature, but it's there now.
So
It's
it
been there a little
doesn't
while.
update itself? It doesn't update itself. It would.
Yeah, man, no, it's there. You'd have to see when you're watching this back on YouTube. You'll see what I was looking at.
Okay,
It's
okay, I see, I see.
yeah, man. It's an amazing feature. It saves a lot of time. It makes a lot of decisions, and it's working on the live queue. So you can
Yeah.
imagine, like, for especially for the people who might be looking when the market is open. You're trying
Mm-hmm.
to make a decision on what should I buy that amount of things right now. It
Hmm.
Yeah.
gives you exactly that. So I like that. I want to hear more about your journey as you go along. I'm sure you're not the only one, but I also don't want, I'm not gonna be here all night too. And I know
Yeah, man.
Dana
Yeah,
and she
man.
have a
Yeah,
lot.
man.
So I got
Have someone else come on and tell us what they think.
thank you, no problem. And I want to hear more from you. So please stick around and we'll want to hear more. And thank you. And it's glad I am glad at least to hear back from you. And I want to hear more
Yeah,
about
man.
how this
Mm.
whole
Yeah. Been a while.
yeah, man,
It's been a
this GK
Great. Thank you,
NCD thing
guys.
work
Thank you,
out.
guys. I'm still growing my dividend portfolio.
all right,
All
boss.
right, you're
Yeah.
welcome. Big up.
Yeah,
Honestly,
man. Have a good
itself.
night, man. Have a good night. Yeah, man.
Night, night. Boy, Dana, you see, them have me a pop up
The defender of MJ.
the defender of MJE.
I've-
I don't own any MJE right now,
Don't know.
but I will. I mean, I will again. I will again.
Just
I
free
do own
ads.
some MGL. I tell you, MGL, Mayberry,
Send send them the sponsor. Send them the sponsor thing they request.
sponsorship request, right? MGL had a dividend announcement the other day, and then they decided against it, and I've been racking my brain trying to figure out why. Like I don't think it's for no reason. I think they're
Can't be.
I think they're
They don't seem like people who do things for no reason.
mm-mm. I think that they're reworking things very. I think they're reworking things right now. In like with where their footprint is, and yeah, you can't count them out. Only a fool would count them out. Um, and so that's my thought anyway. Uh, Shay, also you spot the same. Well, obviously I think you would. As I said it before, you saw how often she just went back to the dividend thing.
Dividends.
But she admitted it
Yeah, man.
today. So,
But she doesn't admit it. And I'm not putting it on her alone. Lots of people deal with that. This
uh-huh.
one of the things in the girl group I notice is things like this. In the actual point when she's thinking about what to buy, a lot more things pull her than just the thing that she really loves.
Hmm.
Because if she really believed this, maybe she should have sell everything and throw all the money in Cygnus. Because I don't think many things are going to be giving her a better or throw
Hmm.
it. Well, she can't throw everything in careers because she'll be averaging up. But I dollar
When?
wise,
I
her
wanted to
yield.
ask it actually. I wanted to ask her if she has been averaging up on carriers.
But I think she wanted you to give her a little free advisory session. Draw you out. That's just say she do.
Draw me out.
Young
The-
Portia.
I-
I see Tariq Gale also joined us, and Tariq has been waiting very
Been waiting for
patiently.
a while.
Yeah, man.
No,
How
what's
are
up?
you, Tariq? Happy
Wagwan, my
Emancipation Day.
boss. Happy
Much.
Emancipation Day to you, man. Just one big up the night. A long time been listening the podcast, but finally find the speaking request button.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
So but it's been a well the market, as most person answer the market dead, but I guess you guys bring a whole heap of little interesting topic, and it make at least like-minded people like myself can go and listen and understand how the market operate.
Let me tell you
Because
something. Let
you
me tell
can
you something.
you
About
can
the
buy
market
the
being
baby, right?
out there, what is
Hold
dead
on.
may
Yeah.
never die. So
Sorry, go ahead, Danai.
okay,
Sorry, go
what
ahead.
is dead may never die. So if this is dead, then I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was gonna give another analogy. In third form, you have those teachers that there's always like a one teacher that impacted in a really, really good way.
Mm-hmm.
In third form, I had a literature teacher, and I believe it or not, I used to chat enough in school, right? You in the back of
No
the class,
way.
get trouble, class clown, right? Can you
Who the fuck?
imagine? Anyway, I was also a nerd, believe it or not. So, obviously I love books, I love reading. So I've never done a literature class, and like I'm going to be wasting time in literature class because I read the book
You read the book
when,
already. Same. I know
yeah,
it
I read
already.
the book maybe
From
two
summer.
years ago in
Yeah.
summer. Yeah,
In
man.
a summer, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm up in there, and I've done the work, and of course English was speaking, so it must be easy. Anyway, I was giving trouble in class. I shout out to as a sort of Pickles in the chat. He was in that class with me too. I was giving a lot of trouble. Anyway, she said to me, "Why are you giving trouble, Randy?" Blah blah blah. And I said, Miss, I'm bored. Um, and she said something that it was one of those small things that teachers say that you never forget. It. My day might not even remember it, sticking with the rest of my life. She said, "Only the
Boring get.
boring are ever bored."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I have literally never been bored a day in my life from that point, from third form at Ireland, right? Now, um, I said that to say, you say, the market dead. And I call you boring, but the market, only the dead, as that I say, only, what is dead may never die. The market only dead for the people who
Dead.
haven't been actually really looking at it and approaching it properly. I don't want to sound like I'm blowing the trumpet too much for my girl group, but like within that group, the market don't dead at all. Yo, yesterday the man them look at that. Oh, 2 million. Look at 2 million. Oh, look at 5 million. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not no holy. Well, I mean, I guess it is multimillionaires, but it's regular people are talking about. It's regular people are talking about. So the market not dead or down or anything like that, my brother. The market only down if you're not looking at it properly. If you're treating the market like cash pot, then it down.
Gotcha.
Boy, the man never played this today. Okay, but that's not how the market works. The market has had
Did you sell?
amazing gains. So, Tariq, if there's one thing we can help you with tonight while we have this conversation is talk to me about what you think you can change in your approach or view, or why you think the market dead or down.
Well, I don't think the market is down. It's just that a few stocks, but that person may looked at me not performing as how they wanted to, and which really you can't control it. So and the market is always right. So
I
you
agree with
just have
that.
to have your goal and then probably look at the different horses and say which one I go get it there faster.
Hmm.
But you guys don't like for me, it's really entertaining. So it's like the
I'm
black
a real
black
big
book
boy.
on Friday. So it actually keep me very entertained and listening to
People,
you guys.
are you seeing me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
We're hearing you, Dana. Yeah. Well, we're not seeing you, but we are hearing you.
Ah, boy.
Sorry, I think Dana got knocked off. Dana, we are hearing you. If you're hearing me,
We're seeing you now. I'm seeing you now.
yeah,
All right.
we are
I'm
seeing
back.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Tariq. Yeah. So Tariq, you made some good points. So, but I
So,
want to hear how you feel about the market.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
boy, that's one of my things. I'm always ready for jump or defend the market. The market is so good. Just so everybody is aware. If you look just on year to date, right? There's year to
well,
date. No, go ahead. Let me hear you,
well,
Tariq. I just
for,
showing the people on YouTube what things look like as we speak.
for me, the market is not down. I'm actually up kind of in certain stock that I buy. I have a lot of them because it kind of running like a unit trust thing. But
Cha-cha.
I probably need to reduce the amount of companies that I buy into.
Hmm.
But overall, I'm still in profit in overall. So I see some exciting move especially with NCB. I don't enter NCB as yet, but I'm hoping to enter NCB. But gradually, um, step by step. Because as you guys talked about last week, if catching a falling knife, that's share.
Hmm.
Actually wonder if it will go actually to $22.
That's
So
a very
NCB, so
specific number.
well, yeah. I guess I know the probably the two from 32, but I'm
No,
just
I don't
saying.
believe that. Why do you pick 22?
Well, it's just a random number. It's just
Bro,
randomly.
let me help you.
So,
Conversations,
but
I think, at least with us go much better. Just tell us, you could be, so I'm not calling you a liar, but I don't think that's a random number.
no man, it's just random. Honest, honest.
You know, many times over the
But
years, I've heard people say, it's just random. Then 2 years later, whatever the thing they talk about happened, them go, remember when I did say? Because I knew that. I don't want to wait 2 years to hear that it was a random from you. Just tell me why you think 22.
um, well, you see, you're that mental ceiling that person would say, boy, the stock won't go below that price until somebody actually do something. And then boy, it's like people give up again and say, boy, them I hope it go up, but it's just start going down. And I believe that NCB is a strong company because
Hmm.
um, a lot of business actually use them as a payroll, as in that's what they use to pay their 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 employers
Employees.
through, right? So I think that NCB can never die unless you
Well,
want Jamaican economy die too. So
don't, while you might be right for the wrong reasons. Don't conflate NCB, the bank that you see,
with them share price.
with their
for the
share
share,
price, and
I know,
also NCB Financial Group, which is a massive corporation that also owns the bank. The bank
Mm-hmm.
is a,
I know,
yeah, but you say you know, but you're doing it.
I know the share price and the business because Cygnus
And
is one of
you
the
also know that
companies.
NCB Financial Group is much bigger than just NCB Jamaica, right? NCB the Bank Jamaica.
Yeah, man,
So why
I
would
know
you
that.
think? So why would you say that NCB the Bank Jamaica is you see, it's weird. Like I say, you might be right for the wrong reasons. I agree with you that I don't think NCB can fail. I don't think any well-thinking government would allow NCB to fail. I don't think it's even under threat of failure. I don't know why we're even there. I don't think it's under threat of failure.
No, no, it's not.
However, you're conflating the bank. Because you talk about like people sending them salary. You're conflating the bank with NCB Financial
With
Group. NCB Financial Group owns Guardian in Trinidad, Guardian across the Caribbean. NCB Financial Group owns the NCB of is it Bermuda? NCB Financial Group
I,
owns
I think
an
there's still
insurance.
Bermuda.
Mhm.
I
They
think
own an insurance thing in Europe. NCB Financial Group owns NCB
in
Merchant
Cayman
Bank in
Island.
Trinidad. They own NCB Merchant Bank Trinidad. They have a footprint in Barbados. NCB is not just a bank that you see in Jamaica. In fact, NCB Financial Group could sell the bank in Jamaica and still be NCB Financial Group and still be a massive, powerful entity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I agree. But as I said, the
So,
business of NCB and the share price is two separate things, and I do
and
understand that.
and it's important to know what both of those things are,
Mm-hmm.
especially the actual
Yeah,
business.
yes, yes.
So why you say
Um,
22 now?
but as I said, I'm hoping that it will go there. So at least when I start buying, I can keep averaging down.
So you
No,
think it's
no,
gonna
Um,
go lower
22
than
but it's a
22
it's
you
a
then?
good
won't.
price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 when it gets to 22, that's it. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
That's the lowest.
no, wait, well, I'm not. Well. Remember, we'll say as NCB at 80, and we'll say it now go below 50, and
Well,
it
I
did go
literally have
below
never
50.
said it now go below whatever. The only time
I
I
have.
can think of where I even like thought about the price was like that was like a couple days ago, and I was like, I don't think it's going to end the month below 30. You know, and that was just the month, right? I don't think
Mm.
I've ever said it now go below 80 or it now go below 60 or whatever. Um, and
But
that's
from the trend as how it's going now, it look like it can reach there.
It can always
Where
reach
is
there.
yeah.
there? Wait,
Yeah.
stop.
Where's
Where's
there?
there?
Yeah. That's a good
The
question.
the
Where's
reach
there?
down at mid 20s, low 20s.
So you're
22.
waiting for that to buy?
Yes, is it
No,
you have a
no,
price,
I'm just
22 your
saying
price in
I
mind
would
that you want to
actually
go for it?
I'm hoping to start buying soon, and even if it going down same way, I would just buy in small increments.
So you think it's going to go
So
to
at least
22,
at,
uh, and you would buy at 22, but you
I
also
would
think
buy
it's
at
going to go,
22.
but you also think it's going to go lower than 22
Well, I
because you
never think
said
that far.
you did because you said I'd buy at 22 and then I could average it down. The only way for you to average down is for it to go lower.
No, no,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that I would buy at
Wait,
29,
man, the current price you buy at what?
29. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would buy at 29, and if it keeps going down, I would not just spend all my money.
So is it would
Um,
are you going to do this?
Repeat that?
Is it a shoulda, woulda, coulda, or are you saying that's a plan?
No, that's a plan.
Okay.
All right.
That's your plan.
Yeah, that's my plan.
So you're going to buy. So what would you buy NCB now?
Yeah, man. I'm saying
Yeah,
29.
No,
I
no,
would buy NCB. No,
but you
What
haven't.
I would buy NCB.
So yeah, what's that stopped you so far since these are your
Well,
plan?
well, it's lack of money. And I was actually trying to hit a goal in terms of Jamaica shares. I was actually aiming to get a particular amount, and I'm pretty close to it now. And then I find that I have some money could actually start NCB. A matter of fact, I was going to do it in January of this year, but um,
It's a good thing you didn't.
I looked at the price, and I was just saying, why? I don't know, because it could go lower. And at January it was like $40.
it could
So
always
tell
go
me
lower
If
something
we
then.
did actually start now,
It-
then it would actually down another $20.
you'd be
So
down a significant amount if you did that. But tell me something. Like Shay just said, it can always go lower. Well,
yeah, and
but
that's
tell me
why, and that's
something.
why I was thinking about, but like I wouldn't just buy a lot in one go, and then based on the queue, I wouldn't really want to. Well, the queue is pretty what you call it now? I wouldn't want to drive buy it all at once and kind of drive up the price.
Whoa, I thought you
Because
saying about a lot
just
of
leave
money.
me alone.
money
Just
like
No,
that.
money tall, man.
no, man, no, it's not like that.
Well, no, it
But
is like that. That's the only way you're
Is
gonna
it the only way
drive up
going
the
up?
price.
That's a lot of money to go in
no,
send it up.
no, but if you look at the
Randy,
queue,
how much money spent on NCB Friday? Thursday, yesterday.
Randy, man, I reaching up on a call, do you know?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
no,
I want to circle back to something that you said not long ago. But yeah,
What was
let's
your
finish the
question, Shay? You said how
NCB.
no,
much?
well,
How much? Hold on, I want to answer Shay's question. You asked
Yeah,
how much
how
was
much money
spent
spent?
on NCB? 34
Thursday, yeah.
million.
34
Thirty-four
million.
million $180,606.68 was spent on 181 purchases of
I say I go take
trades
another
that
QD and mash it up.
man say he doesn't want to buy at one time
Some
because
set the
he would
price all the way up.
spike the price.
Wow, that's rich.
Sir Chris, is this you? You have on a voice changer. What is going on? Who is it? All right, here's the point I'm making though, Tarek. We're messing around, but usually I tell people you really should consider doing a grower session. I think you do well with a grower session. I think it would focus your energies in the right way and you'd understand a lot about the market. But while you're here, I can help you that little thing. You see, I think we're talking about Dan Webby and the whole what sets the share price at the end of the day, the influence that he had there. The long and short of that is that for you to set, why, let's say, what price, tell me a price that you wouldn't want to buy one time and send NCB to. You don't have to have the exact number, it's a ballpark number.
What price I would buy NCB at and
And
repeat
not want to send it to.
What price you don't want it to go up to anybody?
Ah, well, I wouldn't want it go back up to $50 right now.
Okay, well,
Uh,
for it to go to $50, for you to get it, for you to get
or
NCB,
even $40.
for you to get NCB to go to even $40, right? You have to spend, I don't even know if you can. With the current queue, but you definitely can't with the current queue. But for you to get NCB to go up to $40, is somewhere in between these two. You would have to spend around right now, as the queue is how it is right now, you would have to spend around 42, call it $43 million.
Well, wow.
If you weren't planning to spend that kind of
That's
money,
a
I don't
lot.
think you have to worry about causing it to
No,
go
no, I
higher.
don't. No, man, no, no. That's why I'm saying no. I don't.
So,
I don't have that
so
kind.
I don't think that's the kind of worry that you'd have to do. Um, and
Mm.
there'd be a lot of people be very happy if you did that, by the way. um, but
I suspect he'd get everything he's asking for and the price don't reach the
Tell me
40.
when you're ready, where?
yeah, yeah, the
But
striker
I
them
want
ready.
you to circle back to something you said
Good one.
earlier.
All right, but realistically though, I know you want to make money off the thing type, but what I'm hoping to you get from this is that you want to approach these things with some actual active thought. Not that you're not thinking about it, but not just thought. What I mean, you're like we say, you're making guesses, but we're making educational guesses. So you want to be using as many other factors that you can verify, and then you want to build on top of those factors to make your decision. Um, just like what you said about the 22. I wasn't asking you why you picked 22 for no reason, because I don't think it's a random number. I'm not going to pressure you no more on it. However, you went on to say that you would buy at 29. So I actually wanted you to answer, would you buy right now though? It's not at 29 now, but would you buy right now?
Yes, I would buy right now.
But you said no, you went to try and Jamaica. Now here's the thing, and this will be selfish for me. I selfishly, there's what I really want to ask you is not around this.
Hmm.
But I think about the fact that people are thinking about NCB and I think about the listener, not just myself. So I'll try and wrap this. You say you'd buy now, but you really would buy at 29 and you're thinking about 22. Um, it could go to 22. You also say, but you don't want to buy it because it could fall. There's no price that you could buy it at that it couldn't fall, except maybe 1 cent.
Hmm.
Yeah, it can always fall. Um, so like immediately just take that, right? I would say that then you don't want to be making this decision that you seem to be considering making. You don't want to be making it off just a feel set and how it sound and how things look. You also, believe it or not, I tell you, you don't want
Mm.
to be making it off. You don't want to be making it off how the queue look. No knock to you at all, but I don't. Based on the things you said, I don't think you're at the level where you can make any real strong, non-dangerous moves based on the queue.
Hmm.
Yeah, those queue moves require a
Hmm.
bit of knowledge, and if you don't get it, if you don't have it, is that you can still play in the queue? You can, but you're playing with fire. You can get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If yeah, you can get it wrong and you can get burnt, and this thing is your money. And the JC has one rule that I really love: if the trade is a valid trade, it will not be reversed. I love that
Mm-hmm.
rule. All right. That means if it didn't break the rules, if it didn't break any of the trading rules, whatever, if it's a valid trade, it will not be reversed. I love that rule because it means that the big money people make mistakes all the time. That's why I love that rule. But it covers all of us. So I say that to try and close it off, the point, and then go to the thing that I'm selfishly wanting to actually ask you. Earlier, you said you had a goal in Trans Jamaica and you hadn't finished buying towards your goal yet. You hadn't finished achieving it yet, which is why you hadn't bought NCB at the time. And it worked out because NCB has fallen lower in price, right? We're still on the same page?
Yeah, man.
What I want to know is
We're on the
something
same
I
page.
want to understand. Why do you have a goal for an amount of shares in Trans Jamaica?
Yeah, cause second person said that tonight.
Yeah, I hear it all the time. I heard it for years and I can never understand it. And I don't know how to ask. Because when you ask people directly, they get, you know how it goes. Sometimes you ask person the direct thing and you're unlikely to get the direct answer. So I try my luck here. Tariq, I want to know why, not what your numerical goal was, but why did you have a number goal?
All right. I remember before you guys take the break.
Hmm.
And I heard you guys talking about Trans Jamaica in terms of as it regards to buying the Jaipur, which is the and at that time Fesco was actually going good, very good. I never bought Fesco at the time, but that's a different story. But I can share that around that time.
It's the same story.
And I had real optimism in based on the type of business that Trans Jamaica was doing.
Hmm.
And I and this was when Trans Jamaica was at $1, $1.20, $1.30. And it's I had well project that or hope that the price would have actually reached $3, $4 or even going on to $5. So in January, and I was still buying then. So I know the price dropped now, and I'm hoping that it will go back there at even $4.80, $4.90.
Hmm.
So if I can get that number before that move again, to that price, that would be good.
So,
That's my plan there.
so it's really and why? Why
You
do you
want to make a
want
certain
that
amount of
number?
money on it.
Well, meaning that will increase the capital gains in terms of hitting back that number.
So okay, so it's the money that you
It's
want,
a
and you're
certain
thinking
amount of
about,
money you can
yeah,
Jamaica.
Yeah.
yeah, I get it, yeah, man.
Okay,
I
cool.
really want you to do grow. Nothing you've said, by the way, just now is wrong. I just wanted to understand how you are thinking of it. Because I always want, Thompson said the same thing, but I didn't want to ask her about it. God,
Yeah,
there are so many things.
because
Go ahead, go
Cause
ahead.
all right, because in January, I'd actually bought it at what $4. I think it was $4.80. But I see it down at $3.60, $3. I say buy it again because it's a very good business. You're basically paying
So
they call it now
the
rental.
thing that was driving you was not how many units you had. So why do you speak about how many units you have as the goal? Like you say, you're
Well,
trying to get to a certain number of shares.
yes, but I'm still trying to get to that certain number of shares, but
Why?
um,
What happens at that number of
why?
shares?
Meaning, yeah, as I know it is a double-edged sword because having a certain amount of shares is like a double-edged effect.
I don't
I mean, if
know.
it
I don't
goes
get
We
what you
up,
might not actually be on the same page. So
double,
pretend that I'm done so that I look and
meaning
tell
if
me.
it go if all right, meaning if you have a certain amount of shares, go and it goes up, the me getting 2%, you getting 2%. the actual number is different.
You talk
If the shares go up by 2%.
no. Sorry, what you said, get into what you're talking about.
Let's say you spend $50. Let's say you spend fifty
No, we're
dollars and
talking
I spend a
different.
hundred
So you're
dollars.
talking about the money. There's a certain amount of money that you want to have in trans in,
Yeah.
okay. So why did you say a number of shares?
I have questions.
Same.
Well, it's more of the amount of money you put in, and then when the actual share price is moving upwards, that multiply the more shares you have, the greater the multiplying effect going up.
Agreed, that's
And as
true.
I said, it would be the same as if it's coming down. The multiplying effect would be the same.
Agreed. So again, it's
So
just me trying
that's
to
why I said
understand it,
it's more of a
It's just me trying to
double-edged
understand it.
sword.
Is so you said so that's why I say I'm just trying to understand then why you said that your goal was a certain number of shares. Because it isn't really you
Yes,
realize now that when you're explaining it, at least I'm hoping that's what you're realizing that when you're explaining it, it isn't really the number of shares that you're looking for. You're trying to have a certain amount of money in the company, or whatever amount of shares that works out to. And then you're looking to gain, you're hoping to have that at below a certain price because you're looking for a certain level of gain.
yes, that's what I'm actually trying
I
to
hope that
do.
you actually get that because you're not, like I say, you're not the only person that I've heard say this. Over the years, it's a very common thing that some people say. And I also don't see it questioned in conversations, and it can lead a lot of people astray. And in the conversations I see it happen, it's not explained. So those people are led astray. And they do what I think is very dangerous. There's like a conversation, or the kumbaya conversation. Everybody in the conversation is right. But even
Mm-hmm.
if five people in the conversation saying five opposite things,
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the conversation is right. Because it's kumbaya, we're all right. But if you say that that's red and I say it's blue, it can't be red and blue. So one of us has to be wrong. And in this thing, being wrong costs you money. So I want you to be very clear on what you do. Because you see that you actually have an idea what it is that you want, but you spoke about it in a different way. You spoke about it from the number of units. And I'm
Yep.
saying this because I remember we did a different BrickTalk years ago, and the guy was saying that he wants to have a certain number of shares in our company. And I also asked why, and it can't say why, but you just want a number there. And a lot of people have said that, and I don't understand it. And I've seen people do it with their money in a way where it don't even make sense. Like they end up losing money because the thing that they're chasing was just to have a specific number.
Shares. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
It's like a club. Like you can't enter with X amount of shares. Like nah, it's like that's what you're investing for.
exactly. So I see like DK on Twitter say some people on Twitter on YouTube say some people calculate the exact number of dividends they want, so that requires a specific number of shares.
We also put yourself in a box doing that. Same
Well,
thing.
no, well, that's true though. If that's the answer, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, you are, like you say, put
They
yourself in a
still have to pay
box.
afterwards.
And yeah, you
Like
should
I asked something. What happens? Okay, you get more money. Do you just no longer look at it as the same opportunity because, or as a good opportunity because you have the same amount? So you have a right, you have a certain amount of shares now. Are you now looking somewhere else completely? Like, what's the plan?
yeah. You know how I want to have a conversation with her about her portfolio. Like, and I really wish she would. I really wish. I wish she was in the girl subscribers group because I want to have a real conversation with her. For years, I've wanted to have a real conversation with her because
Mm.
she's so close to like she could be a truly
Hmm.
massive dividend investor, but she's doing some of the same things that twisting up because she's saying X, but she want Y, or she want Y and she's doing X. And she don't see. I just want that. I want to have that conversation to have that moment of clarity there where it click for her and you see the move she make after that, you see what the next year of whatever she wants, which is I think is dividend yield. Can you imagine her as an aggressive dividend investor on the local
Yeah.
market? Oh my
Like
God.
even that with the thing. I mean, I don't want to go into too much, but the end of the day, even that with the GK conversation and then flipping to NCB, it just it sounded contradictory in a way to me.
Yeah, me too. But I had to pick what I wanted to talk about. I didn't want it to
Yeah,
go too
yeah,
long. Yeah.
yeah.
However,
Yeah.
can you imagine if she actually get the point? I know you guys know that I was trying to get her to see the decision that she made. Because like I said, in an
Mm-hmm.
easy way, if she really believed this, she'd probably sell everything and throw it in the sickness. It's probably not going to rise back. Not for now. I don't
But
know how long the
you're,
APO effect takes to go off, to go away. It's been 5 years for JMB, but they might have a chance with the Puerto Rico thing. But also, she don't really truly care about the cap gain as much. Can you
mm-hmm.
imagine if she sell everything else and she averaged down her Cygnus completely? So
Mm.
she's actually close. She's actually maybe down to whatever the average, the regular average price is for Cygnus, the 11 or the 12 or whatever.
And you,
And then she's eating some 5% yield, but the 5% yield in cash work out to probably an amount bigger than maybe some of her other holdings.
mm-hmm.
It would switch for her, but she kind of tripping herself up. And she's not the only one, and she's approaching it better than many other people
Oh
approach it.
yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people just talk about the thing and careers
No,
pay good dividends.
he's doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, I like the conviction around that what she is doing and the
Hmm.
direction that's going.
Well, Tarek, um, basically what Randy just said. Um, you were saying you have a unit trust over there. Um, and I was just
Yeah.
wondering, how come you have a unit trust and you don't have no money if you buy a
Hmm.
TJH?
That's true.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
Um.
what you want,
but
because that's you said I want
varies.
TJH and I need to get this number. It's significantly down from 480, whereas which is where you bought before. Oh, I wanted to ask, did you just watch it come
But
all the way down? Or were you away from the market or not checking your portfolio and or what? What happened there?
Mm-hmm. Did you not expect it to fall?
well, well, the thing is, I'm still positive average with TGH.
No, that's not the question though.
Um. I, when the announcement made,
Which one?
uh,
I feel like I
from the Prime Minister.
back to back.
Hmm.
So I don't want to feel.
Would I
Yeah.
sell them 480
Yeah.
shares there? Like so I was just wondering
Yeah,
about that.
no, yeah. So when the announcement made,
Hmm.
um,
Which announcement?
no, from the
The
conference,
offer for
the
sale. The
JC
offer for
conference,
sale.
when the
Yeah.
Prime Minister had the
Mm,
offer for sale.
Mm.
So I hesitated,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
We can tell.
and then when you hesitate, and then the hesitation becomes a bit
A bit longer.
lengthier. So
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
yeah,
Well, hold on. The hesitation became a bit lengthy. I saw what really happened.
yeah, meaning that
it's
um. I could have said it at
No,
$4 and
yeah, but you
then
said
still
became.
hesitated again.
Why?
why didn't you?
What
That's the real
happened?
question. It's not a trick question.
No, a
It's
lot of
actually
people this a lot of
No, I
people
know it's not
have
a
the
trick
most
same
question.
mind. Yeah, a
story.
lot of people.
But
Yep,
I want
yep.
to understand what happened in your head. What was happening? What were you thinking? Were you like, well, I don't want to sell now because, well, I
It
don't know.
might
I
not be.
don't know. I want to
I think
understand.
it's not going to even fall further. You know, this little drop might not be too much. It might
Yeah,
go back
is
up.
that it? Like, oh yeah, it's TJH. It's gonna go back up. Was that your thought, or I'm just trying to understand.
Probably I don't know how to answer that exactly right
All right,
now,
But
all
you
right.
do, because
but
it's
All right,
you.
uh,
And we'll be here every Friday.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
always do
yeah.
more talk
it, it, I,
all the time. But
so,
I
So
so,
want to re-examine.
but
have you been
I
buying
know.
since it's been at
No, hold on,
3?
hold on, guys. One second.
Yeah,
Let me hear
sorry.
what you're saying there.
And go,
Yeah,
oh,
finish what you're saying, Tarek.
No, no, no. No, I was just going to say that I needed to link that night because you know, well, I don't know him personally, so when him pops normally talk,
mm-hmm.
so it's just that it's just to get around to that in terms of to fix that unit trust thing, and ah, as I said, for the TGH, I hesitated. I made the decision in my head like the Friday
Mm-hmm.
to say you will sell before the market on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, as I said, I hesitated and then I never looked. And then, yeah, that it end up, I just end up keeping it and then by continue buying.
Okay.
For context, Eric, I'm
Yeah.
actually bridging. He listened to the podcast and everything. For a long time, I told him to actually, call in. And it's been a while. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, press the
So, uh,
button.
yeah, we finally press the button.
Tarek, I don't.
So you
But
have
I
been
yeah,
want you to
guys,
think
buying.
about that.
but my thing,
You see that thing that I just asked is
mm-hmm,
I actually give it real thought.
Yeah,
You
man.
do not know
Yeah.
how powerful an investor you'll be once you answer that honestly.
Hmm.
You,
That's why I stopped pressing. You don't have to answer it here.
yeah.
You don't have to
You,
tell us, but I want you to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Think about what happened.
mm-hmm,
Yep. This is the thing I always hear, honesty with self.
Yeah, man. Honesty itself. Second most important thing in investing.
Think
The
about what happened and what you were thinking. What was the thought process behind not selling?
yeah. Because I'll show you what it looks like when you get past that, Tarek.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was at the conference when the
mm-hmm.
Prime Minister announced it. I actually tweeted it out right as he said it. I tweeted it out. Then I put my order in to sell all my shares immediately. Immediately. Because outside of the hype around it, the talk around it, the noise around it, when you view it from an investment perspective, just clearly
Reality.
looking at what the thing is and when you understand what sets share prices, the in this case, the CEO of the company, technically the CEO, technically, or I should say the leader of the company, that the lead shareholder announced that they are about to sell
Everything.
all of their shares. Um, I mean, even the economists agree with me with this one. In other words, they're about to increase the supply
Supply.
exponentially.
Mm-hmm.
And they sold into demand, amazing demand. And Jamaica, the company is extremely strong. And it is what it is. The road not going anywhere, as some people say, right? Um, but the share price is not the company. And the share price has never been the company. And the share price should not be the company. The share price is how we feel about it. And how we feel about it is affected by a lot of things. And so just like Dana and Shay, I don't know what you were thinking at the time, but I spoke to other people and I know the conversations I had. You have to remember this announcement happened at the JC conference, which is in late January, January 22nd or 23rd, I think, right? This drop here for the people watching on YouTube or on Twitter. This drop here on the chart was that, right? But if you look at it, it's really just a few days, 2 or 3 days. But during those 2 or 3 days, that's a very exciting time. If you're not versed in the market, if you don't understand investing, or you're going not off reality, but off what my friend at work at XYZ say and how excited everybody is, all you're hearing is Jamaica, Jamaica. And so they're excited, right? You've seen it on YouTube, you hear Khalida talking about it, you see David tweeting about it, it's great, right? And so after 2 days, what's happening? It's going back up. Any little fear that you may have had, yeah, it dropped from 430 odd, it dropped down to 399, but guess what? It's going back up. It's going back up. I'm good. It's going back up 411. So everybody ease off. And it started to drop again, but it's gonna go back up. And it started to drop again. What happened? The fourth quarter report came out, which was strong. It was good, right? That report had them making 93, 9.3 million US in profit. So cool. Everything, Chris, all right, right? Everything good. And that 9.3 million was an increase of 43% on the previous year. So all the news around TJH is good. So yeah, not where it was 2 weeks ago, but my good, everybody talking about it. And it continues to fall, it continues to fall. But hey, we know what was coming, the offer for sale, and everybody excited. The offer for sale came out and it dropped again. It's all below four, it's 371. But people still excited and know where it's gonna go up, and it did. From that point, it continued to rise right back up to four. It's a go up, man. And so it did. Every time it drop a little bit, it's a go up, man. And it did. It's a drop again, it's a go up, man. And it did. Then dividend consideration on top of it. Oh my God, if you were gonna sell before, you not sell now. Dividends, right? What's the dividend? What's your dividend yield, Tarek?
Right now, it's about 9 point something. I think 9.6.
Your dividend yield is 9.6.
Yep.
You've held it for how long?
About there. From IPO.
Oh,
Okay, wonderful.
which
One,
is
that's why you're not dropping it because it's still, yeah, you're comparing 200 odd or 300 odd percent to 200 odd percent. It's still too much 100%, right? The percent ending 100. So that's why you're not selling it. And then every time you think we sell it, it going back up. Look at that, it going back up after the sale, and then the record date comes, so you qualify, it's
Believe.
going back up. Yeah, man, the belief is strong, man. I continue to rise, and then guess what? It's back up to 422. No, I'm happy. See, I'm glad we never sell it. Where's it go? 432. See, I know I wanted to sell it. I'm good, man. Then the offer for sale shares get issued. Reality start to bite. But it's all right to drop down to four, but you've gone through this before. But no, I'm holding
Mhm.
on. I believe in that road, right? Plus the dividend don't pay yet. Then you actually get the dividend money in your pocket when it drop below four again, but I just get the dividend money. Man, nah, sell it now, come I just get a check of my money upon it. Plus the money is so nice, 9.8% is a dividend yield that is better than many bonds. So you
Mhm.
definitely not sell. So you now watch it again. And again comes a drop. 360 odd. Remember the APO price is three, not APO, it was not an APO. The offer for sale price was 370, I think, something like that. It dropped wickedly below that, but no, I watched it soon go back up, and it did. It go back up to 386, and then it dropped. I know you have your offer for sale shares, and it doesn't really ever quite break 370 by very much. It just stay in that little area for a good little while, and it has been like that. And before you know it, you're at the end of July. And it don't really look like it'll go up again. It'll go up now a little bit more. You know what's gonna happen, by the way, in the next few weeks? There's gonna be a dividend consideration again. And it's gonna go back up again, and you guess what's gonna happen again? You're gonna believe, and you can believe right up until it come right back down to this level where it is now. And I'm not saying it's always gonna be at this level, but I am saying that I sold my shares immediately as the announcement was made, and I am very happy I did, right? And I'm going to buy back Jamaica in the future. I know that this is not a game of absolutes,
Not at
but
all.
go into why. Be honest with yourself about why you didn't sell, and not just you. Speaking through you to a lot of, because you're not the only person. This is the most popular stock on the market by far. By far, it's the most popular stock on the market. That right now, when I'm talking to you, right now I'm talking to you, if you from the start of the year until now, Jamaica has had the most trades, and the number two is Carreras, and Carrera it is Jamaica is almost three times the amount of trades that Carreras has had, and Carreras is popular like hell. And the third is NCB, and that's nine nine grand. So it's more than three times NCB. Wigton is fourth. It's way ahead of Wigton and GK and SVL. It is the most popular stock by far. So you're not the only person going through this, but I suspect you love your money more than you love Trans Jamaica.
Mhm.
Take some serious thought about it and actually link the eye.
How long
Actually
is
link the eye.
that?
Spend the money. Yeah, spend the money. Spend the money because your next dividend that Trans Jamaica is going to declare is probably going to be more than the fee to sit an eye. And I assure you that it's worth it. And he can help you in a great way with it. But and anybody else, I tell you to do it. D Hall Advisory. And if you want to understand more what's behind what I was talking about just now and be able to do this yourself, understand my thinking why I sold Trans Jamaica right after, everymickle.com/grow, GRWR. You can learn, you can do the next grow course. It is worth it. There's a reason I've been doing it for years. There's a reason why anybody asks about it who's done it. Honestly, I think it's the best investment course around. I know, yes, it's a guy on the internet selling courses, but it's actually worth it. I have no shame in telling you that. I put my life, blood, sweat, and tears into that. It is, and I see the difference with people before they do grow and after they do grow. Like you understand the market completely differently, and it will help you. Not just you, Tariq, but you should do it also. Plus, if you do grow before you see Dana, you get a discount to see Dana. So, so so consider that too. But please think, if it's one thing you get from this, if you don't do anything else, think about why you held on. And anybody else listening or watching, I'm sure you have something that you have held on to the same way. Think about why you've held it on. Like Shay said, why do you watch it go all the way down? Because I suspect it's a lot like the story I just told you about Trans Jamaica. Because I feel the players that are behind the scenes in Trans Jamaica and understand things knew exactly what they're doing. And they held. I mean, it was a masterful play in my view for what they've done. And there's more to come. It's not that anybody lose out. The dividends are going to continue and are set to probably increase in certain ways, hopefully. But just be honest with yourself about why. Understand your why.
Yep.
No problem, no problem. And thanks for the advice.
Let's not say advice, but yeah, it is advice. So yeah, yeah. Please.
Sir,
Well,
um,
please do
yeah,
understand it and link that. Sorry, Shay, you're saying?
I just want him to fix up the portfolio.
Hmm.
I don't feel like, you know what, I'm gonna ask you. Do you have that much time? I mean, people manage unit trusts. That's what they're paid to do. That's their job to manage the unit trust. Um, so I hope you're at least beating the unit trust numbers, the others.
Yeah,
Um,
the man returns on Trans Jamaica.
yeah, but over what time period? Anyways,
You know, remember those sessions? You know, you're the man returns on Trans Jamaica.
Shay, I
good
move like
point.
Ali now. Mine, you know?
Fix up the portfolio, sir,
Oh God,
Mister Gale.
yeah, man. Consider it. There's so many people like that listening also now watching it that the gas that you need to get to the gain level you want is probably already in your portfolio sitting in the wrong
Yes.
stocks. Yeah, yeah.
If you get tired, you know, you get tired to the start, then you know what left it. No matter
That
what you
that that
I
that's
get
it.
that. I get that. Whereas you have
Yeah,
it from listing
yeah, man.
commitment, bro.
Yeah. And talk to that now
uh,
because maybe selling it is not. I'm not saying whether you should buy or sell it. I don't even say you should sell it. A nine
mhm.
percent yield is not a joke thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. That's not a joke thing. Nine
What
percent
I'm
dividend
also
yield.
depend
saying, what
largely.
I'm also saying is are why do you want more but have your money elsewhere?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of,
Counterintuitive.
yeah. Because if you were buying at 480, why are you not buying at 362?
Mm-hmm.
If
I
you
bet you.
think
I
that,
bet you're not buying anymore because its average price is the IPO
well,
price.
you know what he did say
No,
he was
no.
buying.
Who says that I wasn't buying
I
anymore? I
said
never said
I'm
that I wasn't
betting.
buying
I
anymore.
said I'm betting that you don't
No,
buy anymore. Or if you did, it was maybe a
no,
year and a half ago.
I, no. I buy
How
some
many
this year
You
months?
bought
at
in the
at
offer for
at,
sale.
at 360. I bought in the half of a sale. Wasn't much,
Did you buy more
but I
since?
bought again.
Yeah, good.
Yes,
All right, so you average down. All right, cool.
I love that. Well, not averaging down. He's averaging up.
All right,
yeah,
yeah,
it's not
average up.
really
Yeah.
down. It's more
Yeah.
up
So that means
than
that you
down.
bought at IPO and you didn't buy again until offer for sale.
No man, I bought. before even before, because it came out at $1.41,
When
bought it at
last
one
year,
dollar thirty. Yeah, I saw it when it go down to $1.19. I never had any money
uh,
then. I think I buy probably two or three.
hmm every it looks like every share counts, you know.
um,
Every share get the dividend.
it's yeah. So
Yes, I was wrong there.
it
I
was
like
like
that.
that.
I like that. I like that. If you link that night before, you'd even rich enough, but you make a nice move nonetheless. I really do like that.
So yeah, because even though still average is below what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's way below the price. Yeah, yeah. I like
You
that.
do.
I like that.
That's good.
If we get nine, say real.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Dividend
guys,
yield is nice though. That's
yeah, it, it,
nice.
it really is. I leave it up to you, you, Dana and Shay, if you want us to take one or two more people, or if you want us to
One
wrap it up.
or
I don't
two
want
more,
us to
yeah.
go. Yeah, I don't want us to go all night. We've been going for pretty
Cause I
long.
got like
Uh,
10 minutes before I gotta before I
yeah,
gotta.
like myself too. Thank to everybody who's been on tonight. If you wanted to ask or talk to us, or if you had any question you wanted to ask myself or Shay, or anything you want to talk about, this is your chance to send a speaking request.
Yep.
And um, in the interim, while I wait to see if anybody wants to send a speaking request, I'll just say some of the things I see on YouTube. I see Limitless Podcast asking, what legacy would you like to leave on the JSC? That's a nice question. What legacy would you like to leave on the JSC? Start with you, Shay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never thought of that.
That's exactly me. I don't actually think about that in terms of
Yeah.
legacy. Think what I
Yeah.
want to do specifically. I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Funny too, like
Yeah.
I
I've never thought
often
about
think
that.
about us, and I in specifically that it. Hmm, I
It,
often
and
think it as a product of it's a product of what you do. It's not something I actively seek to want. It's not something I say, boy, I want people to remember me for this thing. I don't think about it like that. I don't think people that leave great legacies often sometimes they weren't even thinking. I don't
They're
think
not
they
looking about it. Yeah, probably not.
yeah,
But then let's flip it then, because we're not. Don't address the question just in its own way.
yeah, yeah.
Think
So
about it. If
what
you
what
are in the market, we have our own impact on the market in whatever way. If 20 years from now people are looking back,
what
um,
they do, what they done I do.
well, what would you want your impact on the market to be? If you make any change on the market at all, whether for yourself or for people or whatever, what would you want it to be?
Mhm.
I think I'd want to. It would come back to the power thing. I think. I am a
Mm,
warrior. I've always been. It's just who I am.
mhm,
And like years ago, people used to send me complaints about brokers because I would cuss brokers. I would go to them office and cuss them. I'd cuss them on Twitter. I'd cuss them on the
mhm,
phone, in email, whatever. If I need it done, if it is your job and you're not doing it, I am going to make noise. So
mm.
I guess I'd want to, yeah, that'd probably be my legacy. Like where we will be heard. I don't care if it's one share of. I don't care. I don't care. You see, like even that the other day at the AGM. Next question. No, 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 no. What?
Mhm.
No. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
take the. Yeah, let me talk to you afterwards. What? No.
Yeah, I with you with that one. I don't like the talk to
Uh,
other afterwards thing. I know we have this thing in Jamaica. We're like, oh, man, show you vibes one away, really.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to
no.
listen company show me vibes. I don't. I know it's a weird thing to say, but I'm with you, Shay. I don't want. I am never really interested in any benefit that I enjoy from my investment, my investment, my.
Look on the links thing.
Yeah, I don't want links to be the thing that helps me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been proud and loud and open about that. Yo, the reason why I'm good at what I do is that I'm actually doing what I say I'm doing. I'm investing. You might not like the way I'm doing it. You might not think it works. but thankfully your thoughts don't set the share price, it don't influence my portfolio, right? It does work, and I don't want the links. A lot of us like that. A lot of us like the, oh, I have a link to this person, so I know so this thing will happen because of this link to this person. My thing is that okay, that helps you, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a twofold downside to that. It helps you, but then it ties it to the link to that person. If that link ever gets cut, then how it go? The second thing is that you don't really know how to invest. You know how to listen to information and act on it on an insider basis, right? A guess, a blind guess, or whatever. You need the link to survive. My thing is, if I need a link to survive, then I'll always need a link to survive. Anywhere I don't have a link, I don't survive.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be able to. So I want to find a link-free path, not because it's easier, but because then I will always be able to traverse the link-free path, and anybody else can do it, right? So I don't want. Yes, I know I can get this information or this thing because I can make the right call here. I do this every. Yes, I know if them say, oh, it's Randy Rose, so they might give me better service at the broker. I don't want that. I want the service at the broker to be at the same level so that if I tell somebody else about the broker, them go there and get the same level and then they'll say, well, how you say good? Oh, because of me, right? That's just the truth. I don't want that. I want everybody to be on the same level so that the level can be very, very high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very easy to get the level high for you if you have the right link, if you make the right call, if you have the right money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then how do we all rise if we're only doing it for the links?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess it's
Yeah, that,
related to that in
Mm-hmm.
way. Yeah.
I like how you brought it there, guys. Yeah, I piggyback a little bit on it.
I'm thinking something. I think that's always been big for me.
Hmm.
You've, but it's one of the ways Randy always catch me to how we did the podcast in the first place, how we do this, how we start about doing this. He's always said, if we want the conversation that we want to happen, we'll have it.
That's true.
And I feel like just doing this, we've had a lot of the conversations I've always wanted to have. I feel like in a lot, the market has always, in a lot of ways, still feel like not enough people here, not enough people actually having certain conversations around it. Like, just to sit down and say, "Oh, we talk about the companies, and it feels like there's a layer to the market more than just JC put out some news. The results come
Hmm.
out. It's coming out of the gleaner and we leave it there. Nothing is said about the thing. There's no digging deeper into the company or even dig deeper into the news you hear about the company.
One to watch.
It's like we want to leave it at what was said
What does that mean?
and not what more can be said. What will happen and all that. The market is market feel alive.
It's
You know, when
alive.
it's
Mm-hmm.
just yo, we're having this. I don't want the only conversation. I get bored a lot by a lot of market conversation because very often the conversation I have and enjoy in the market, if it's not having here, is whenever we're not having this here, is me messaging Randy about something. Randy, and
Yeah,
imagine the times when that slowed down. I'm not having much of the conversation. To me, then that's when the market feels dead for me, right? So I want
yeah.
to feel. I want the market to be lively. I want a lot of people to be actually truly invested in the market. And I've always maintained, we've always said, not us specifically, but people in and around our market have always said, boy, we want the market to be sophisticated, we want an advanced market. And I think the largest problem with that is we don't have people invested in the market on a personal level. We don't have people that see where the market actually impacts them. And we don't find people looking to the market as something they would walk to and say, hey, there's an opportunity there. And it doesn't have to be in the same way I look at it, where me buy a stock and, very quickly that I just want more market participants. I want to be a widespread thing, part of Jamaican culture. So just like how New York, Wall Street, American culture, the market is baked into that. Like there is so much that happens on those markets just on people looking at it and saying there's something there for them in a lot of different ways. The market is built out just because a man come one day and say, hey, there's other thing that can be done on the market and we should be doing it.
Hmm.
Love
That's when
that.
great signals. They're doing something new, quote unquote. Like in a lot of ways, what they're doing now, what they continue to do, just wasn't done in Jamaica. And then now
Hmm.
there's another layer to the market because they bring a private credit thing. There's more things added to the market. And it's not new. As you say, always not new in this world. The things that we
Yeah.
do and we discover every day on the market, they're done else. They've been done elsewhere, and they've been done many times before. Not for the thing that we see as new here. All things, 1800 things that the market was happening way back when
Yeah,
in
man.
the US
Yeah,
market.
yeah,
Market
yeah,
was
yeah.
growing then. Like,
Yeah.
to me, just I want the market to grow, and I mean, I'm doing the thing, right? So yes, that's what I want to be part of my legacy. I mean, and I think we've done some of that. We've done a lot of growing at the market.
We
Some
have.
of our retail
We
stores.
have.
I want that to continue, and I really want to see where the market becomes something that, like, even just when we talk to business people, like, we don't tie entrepreneurship to the market in a strong way in Jamaica. Where a
Mhm.
man start a business, he's not looking at the market as, yo, this is where he can make him food, this is where he can build himself. It's just we can
Hmm.
carry it on this one. You can do that thing. I think, what about, quote unquote, hustle culture, the thing people look at as, it's at a lower level of business. It's a lower thing. We don't have entrepreneurship to a certain degree in Jamaica, and I think if the market reaches there, which is a part, which is why I love the micro market idea. I think if the market reaches there, then we have a lot that can actually come out of that for Jamaica, for us and our money, and
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So that's where I would go.
I love that. I love that. I'm so surprised. I'm surprised that you haven't said you didn't even say anything on advisory. I won't skip it.
Think of that as
Go
a
ahead. Say that again.
I think of that as a part of it.
Okay, yeah, yeah, it is, yeah, yeah. But I mean, I will have other episodes we can go into that sort of stuff. From on my own part, like I say, I'd want to see. I mean, obviously, I've put a lot of work into having it, and Danai, I think, especially some of the people closer to me know some of the stuff I've done specifically for it. I've always said I want an industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want an industry. Yeah, if people want to know some of the things,
Yeah.
like down to. I mean, when I was doing Grow for the first time, I say, oh, let me price it here. So somebody can come along and say, I'm competing with him and my class is cheaper. That should happen because if it's just me. Yeah, I want that industry. How long I've used to Excel and piece of paper and calculate and how much cost. Why I wish I could have just see all of the financials one place, but I wish I could have tracked the price a certain way. Even that thing I sent to Tom Sings, as I mean, you guys know it. I know Shay knows it. I know Danai knows it. But you know what used to be if boy, I want to see how the carb cement play. My God, should I buy the carb cement in the 92? My God. Anyway, I didn't know. Anyway, so should I buy it? If I buy it up to order five, being able to very quick at a glance see what it means for my portfolio if I buy it up to order five, and what it means for the market if I buy it up to order five, and anybody being able to do this. And of course, people go, "Oh yeah, but you charge for this is a premium feature." Yeah, it costs millions to provide it, to make it, to keep it running. It costs literally millions. So yeah, it should be free, but I also believe in that. And so I don't know if I have a single word I put it at, but my legacy, I want an industry. And a true industry is not just the one thing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't put I used to, I don't put as much on JC anymore. Like I want JC to provide certain things, and they do provide a lot. And then after that, I look to each of the players for what I know should be on them. Why we don't have shorting? One, if the brokers wanted shorting, we'd have shorting. I want an industry. I want a broad industry that has multiple layers, that has the depth that is there, and nobody know more than we. We're more than capable of it.
Mm-hmm.
And as Jamaicans, we tend to think there's something about us about being judgmental. And even if we have to make up a pretend set of people in our mind to be judgmental, we do it, right? I mean, the people in Jamaica, take them phone and get them interactive brokers account or whatever, and they're doing high level trading in the US market and the other international markets, and doing commodity trading and doing crypto trading. But then them say them and say, yeah, Jamaican are ready for this yet. But you are Jamaican and you are doing it. So
Doing it.
obviously
Mm-hmm.
we are ready for it.
So who are ready?
Right?
Who else are
How
ready?
we're going to be ready, right?
Let's
Now,
do
if
it.
I was asking, if 5 years ago I was listening to everybody would tell me, say, no, we're not ready for like a separate business that is around curated market data to provide it to, retail. We have business customers, we do B2B business, but the part of the iceberg that is my money J that most people see is the or thousands and thousands of users, people that use the mobile app, people that use to get the market data because it's there, but it makes it easier for them, it's more accurate for them, it helps them. That's impact I want to say. I mean, it's a dicey thing to mention, but like, was it last year with the whole JMB refund?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
impact.
Yep,
To some people, that was more than
definitely.
the dividend payments that they've got back. And it's not like it's their money. They should get it back, and they got it back. And the JMB, I think, pay a little interest on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they did or they didn't. But the point is, it was a mistake that was hitting the largest retail broker
Me
linked
too.
Yep.
customer base for years, and it never fixed until my money JA. And when I was getting my money JA done, I wasn't doing it to say, oh, let me eventually do this so that there'll be a point in the future where JMB customers will get a refund because we are going to be calculating correctly here, and it will eventually allow their customers to realize that they weren't correctly. I never did that with that in mind. I just thought, yo, I want a place where I can easily view the information about Fontana without opening 10 different tabs and having to bring up my calculator and look through Excel, right? I want a place to be able to view my portfolio without having to open up Excel. And when it was open up Excel, when I created my own, as many people have created their own portfolio tools in Excel, what did I choose to do with it? Publish it for free, put it out there for everybody. Well, do my money JA, it is very good business on my money JA to lock it down completely, only allow you to join if you can pay for it. It will make the decision, the business decision, the moral decision, I think, to always have a free tier. In fact, in some ways, an overly generous free tier, but
Mm-hmm.
always have a free tier. Why? Because I remember when I never have no money and was following the market. So somebody can come on and maybe you can't pay the $30 a month, you can pay 15. Maybe you can't afford the 15, you can use the free thing. And if you go in, you invest in so far, you get a certain amount of money, the value that we offer should be so good that you will be willing to pay for it. And that's what I think of as impact. I don't want links and I don't want support. I don't want you to support me because I'm me. I want you to use my money, J, because it's the best. I want you to go to grow and you tell your friend that you need to do this investment course, not because the guy who did it is really good, but you should do it because you're the guy who did it taught really well. The things that him teach you, like him change how I see the market. And then I went on and applied it and make profit. I want to say I want to get better in the Grow subscribers group because every month him go through hell for trying to teach a niche part of the topic in a way that if you get it right, it will click. I mean, we did last night. We did I forget the name of this, creating a financial safety net. And it's for that reason again. It's because of how impactful that is and it should help in that way. And so I want an industry, a broader industry that's not just from the 14 brokers, not just the big man them said this rare. I've lived my entire life, what the big man them say. I've gotten far enough to realize the limitations of the big man. We're all the big man or the big woman. Let's get to the point where you drive taxi, you don't even own the taxi, but you want to own it one day. And you listen to this thing on Fridays and it make you realize, say, yo, you can dollar cost average because earlier we showed the thing where if you put on the 35,000 every month, you'd have 22 million now. That's a real
Mm-hmm.
thing. That's what I want. I want part of Garby's dream to start coming from Jamaica. It should be all of us who are going to grow because of the things that we know and learn. And we pay for it because of the value in the thing. And because we pay for it, somebody else learn and grow and blow up as a result. And that blow up that they get, they help somebody else to do it. And that's how it works. That's, I think, a good part of what happened, which led to somebody like, I'll wrap it with that, with Don Webby and his legacy. And that's kind of what I want. Not Don Webby's legacy, but my own legacy. And to help other people go. Like the proudest thing I have is how many people I know I have helped to learn to invest and then turn millionaire or multimillionaire. Like that's what I'm proud of. When I see the top 10 them, I mean I see name after them. I see the girl people in name. That people have no idea how proud that make me. Well, here's a weird thing. I'll shut up on this. When I hear people say that, oh, this person into Randy, so really Randy money, and that person knows that it's not Randy money, and I know it's not my money, that's when I feel proud. Like, yo, you have done something on your own that is so good that people think you couldn't have done it on your own. It must be Randy who do it. I know I'm proud because I remember years ago them say Randy couldn't do it either. Not only
Yep.
can I do it,
Mm-hmm.
I can also teach other people to do it and they can do it. And they go on and teach other people and I don't know how far, but that's what I want. I want an industry. And if you see, I try to do it in everything I do. That's why, I mean, every brokerage have them advisors. The best one, the Hall Advisor. We read something new now. Limitless also said, we've also spoken about it, she being Wendy Rhodes, the
Wendy Rose.
financial, yeah, Wendy Rhodes. What you say a while ago?
I said Wendy Rhodes. You might.
Fix up in her, bro. Man, people here, yeah, meet you out the road, they're not take that thing light, So, man, the management area and come to But yeah, like I want that. I want the financial psychologist to be coming out of Jamaica and the Jamaican market to be the thing that is that unique, wonderful Jamaican grown thing. I want I want it to be the Jamaican thing and I want more of that. I want the things are coming. I don't even say too much. It's just that's what I want. That's what I want legacy to be. And I see some of it already, but I don't see enough. I want to see it, man. I want to see more. I want to see more J Trader improvements because of the international platforms that they've looked at. I want to see more regular people just making more money in the market. I want to hear people talking about them dividend yield, not how much in them savings account. Right? That's what I want. I want it to become normal. 20 years some people look back and the normal thing is to open a brokerage account like how you open a savings account. Then
Mhm.
then we have done the right job of standing on the shoulders of the giants before us too. So
Mhm.
that's my thing. I think I chat out 5 out of 10 minutes. Anybody have a last question, you can get it. Otherwise, Shane and I can close off. Anybody have a last question or statement or anything? Is it time to send you a speaking request? Otherwise,
Otherwise, we're out.
we're out. Yeah.
Yep.
Gabi said, look for me in the whirlwind. Well, I don't send a speaking request. So,
All
uh,
right.
big ups to Shay. Thank you for joining us and join us on
Thanks for
camera this
having me.
week.
Indeed.
Please, yeah. We want you to be here every week. I like the touch. I like this. I like also the different perspective that you bring. I told you that before, so I'm very, very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Um, and of course, I enjoy doing this every week with Dana. Just like here, Dana, I say I also benefit from it. Where the high level market conversations
There's
they
not
don't
much.
happen anywhere else. Yeah, there's not many places to have it, right? That's why I started doing this years and years ago for free, long time for any charge, just because I wanted to be able to have a conversation with people.
Mhm.
And even now, I do this weekly because I want to have the conversations with people. And I want people to be able to have the conversations too. I want it to spur conversations on their own.
Yes.
Um, so I'm happy. I'm proud. I'm glad that you're still doing it, Dana, and I'm happy that Shay, you've joined us. And yeah, what you
And
guys
I,
want
Yeah,
to say?
I just want to give one last big up to Sir Webby. Like, he's
definitely.
brought us far away, and the impact he's had so far is going to bring us much further. So, big up what good Sir Webby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I was saying when I first heard what happened, my first thought was he's not even gonna see what GK is gonna do. That was my first thought.
damn. But he plan
I'm
it.
like, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, he plan it.
but
Him and
yeah.
McKinsey.
My thought wasn't even GK. I don't like it, just on retirement. I mean, I figure out what it was going on. But
Mm-hmm.
I just thought like there's so much he's just not going to see, even from like a personal level. Like he has kids, he's done so much, he's impacted so much. Like, just Jamaica, he's not going to see. You're not gonna be in really old age looking back and saying, "Yo,
The legacy.
look what I."
He's not going to be here for yeah. That's kind of what I
Yeah.
thought of. So big
It's
up
kind
him.
of sad, but to cut your point, on maybe a silver lining to it. And I'm sure the family has this and they're fine. But because I wasn't born in a rich family or whatever, I understand something. Like everybody dies eventually, it's a part of life. I know for we have relatives that have died and there's not much left. It's a bit of a silver lining. I don't know family, but think about this. I think about this also as a man, maybe I get into a certain age. Like Homeboy is holding in GK's 1.1 billion, and I'm sure there's others, right?
Yeah,
If I die and
it,
leave my family a
so
billion,
he's done so. There's something his family will see from it.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And I'm sure they'd give it back maybe to have him or whatever, but we all have to die eventually.
That's
And
personal legacy. Like something is there
yeah,
from all the hard work he's done.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Can you imagine his grandson or
You know,
granddaughter grows up
I
and does something
don't
that
know. I
changes?
only know of you. You don't like the person in your line
Yeah,
that know they hear stories about you. They don't know you, but they can truly see the benefit of the life you live. That
yeah,
big,
man.
that's big.
That's massive. Yeah, yeah. And that's a hope for all of us. The
Mhm.
mark is there for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So again, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Wonderful episode, I think.
Yeah, I like
Wonderful,
it.
wonderful episode.
Enjoyed myself.
I'm glad they did share. I'm hoping everybody enjoyed it. And if you're watching this in the future, enjoy. Link up. I hope you like it. And thank you again, guys. And happy Emancipation Day.
Yep.
Yes, yes. Bye.
Night, night, everybody.